couple of days ago. High wind warning, Santa Barbara, Ventura, and LA County mountains until 3 o'clock. Wind advisories elsewhere, just about all the way through the Southland. Radar shots really showing you this is the greatest. You can really see exactly where the storm was and where it's heading and where it's going to be hitting the hardest. Let's go to the radar shot. This is the big picture, or bigger picture, showing anywhere all the way through Santa Barbara. We have some heavy rain coming down in through that area, and there you see a little line of thunderstorms right now. Those are about to move into the Los Angeles area. Just a couple of hours ago, you could see the letters LA, which are right underneath here in the green, and we didn't have any rain coming down. Well, you can see that there is lots of rain moving into this area and inland a little bit. Then when you go up to San Francisco, boy, they're getting hit real hard. Now let's give us a little bit of a closer shot of exactly what is happening here in the Los Angeles area. Early this morning around 6 o'clock, a light band of rain pushing through the area. Right now, there it is. One band of heavier rain. It is coming down pretty heavy. If you want to look anywhere from Newhall, Burbank, the last shot is the latest shot. When we put this into motion right there, that is the latest shot. You can see scattered all throughout this, there are dots of red showing up. Now, about the main big difference between this storm system and what we had just a couple of days ago, there was one large, well-defined, well-formed line of thunderstorms, and that pushed right across, and bam, all of a sudden we had some lightning strikes at about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning along the 405 through Encino. Well, here we have a large area of rain pushing through, and we have spots of some heavy rain right here in through Malibu, further down south and just off the coast, in through Long Beach. Burbank getting hit pretty hard right now. Up and through the Newhall area, they have some heavy rain coming down. It's moving in towards Pomona. Riverside, you're just about on the doorstep of getting that. If you're not getting any rain right now, you should be in the next 20 minutes or so. Lots of rain, a large area being covered, but nothing too severe at any particular, no severe line of thunderstorms showing up as of yet. There's still lots of activity off the coast. We are getting the tail end of this storm system, a little bit of moisture coming up from the south, but nowhere near as much as what we had with the last storm system. The last storm system, the snow levels were riding at about the 7,000-foot level. There you can see the tail end of the storm, the center of the low, well to the north of us. Some of the moisture coming up. Right here, we could get a break. Later on this morning and in through this afternoon, we could get a break. We could see some clearing skies. Directly behind it right here, this is for tonight and into Saturday, we have lots of cold, unstable air, which is going to give us some clouds and some showers and possibly some storms moving into our area. Saturday afternoon, we'll have a break. Saturday evening into Sunday, another storm system moving in. But this is what we're dealing with. It is the tail end of the storm. Further down south into through San Diego, they're going to get some rain coming up in just the next couple of moments. This is a fast-moving storm. Once this passes through, it will clear out. But right here, you can see moisture feeding up from the south, so it's going to be a while before we get any real clear breaks or any end to this rain. It will be the heaviest, though, between now and, let's say, 12 o'clock. Okay, let's go to our 3D image. We're going to show you how this is projected. The low well to the north of us. Right now, there is the cold front. It continues to pass right through Southern California, and then eventually the low will park itself up in through the north of us, and you can expect that cold front to pass through our area. That's how it's all shaping up. Daytime highs for this afternoon. The temperature is going to be ranging in the low 60s. As we said, there's some cool winds directly behind this. Some of the areas holding in the 50s, 55 for Newhall, Palmdale 52, Ojai 59, Long Beach 60, Santa Ana 62, Laguna Beach 61, Palm Springs 64, and Big Bear will have a daytime high of only 38 degrees. They're going to get quite a bit of snow up into the mountains. Big Bear dropping down tonight to 21, Newhall 43, Reseda 45, Long Beach 50, Santa Ana 47, Laguna Beach will have an overnight low of 49 degrees. Taking some shots back outside live from not from Skycam 5, this is from Northridge. There you can see from our eagle eye through the trees, it is raining out there, and it will continue raining all the way through. 60 in Bradbury will be the daytime high. Buena Park 62, Beaumont 62, downtown Los Angeles, you can expect to have a high of 60 degrees. And there on the 5-day, very little change. A little bit of a break Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, another storm system moving in. And that is what is going on with the weather forecast.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Our storm coverage continues in just a moment.
We're not going to leave it alone. We're going to keep watching the rain along with you, help you get through it. We'll be right back.
Okay, I just used gelatin in my hair.
Makes sense to me. Gelatin for nails, gelatin for hair.
Gelatin, like in Cortex Intensive Conditioner.
Cortex Conditioner reduces hair loss from breaking and splitting by 60%.
Cortex strengthens every hair strand.
Stops damage before it starts. Cortex!
Bye-bye hair loss from breaking and splitting.
Hello, Cortex. With gelatin.
Today in America, husbands and wives will hurt. Children will cry themselves to sleep.
Time and time again.
Teens will look somewhere else for understanding. Parents will feel like they are failing. Today, there will be many problems that could be resolved. The teachings that can change your world haven't changed. They come from Jesus Christ. His teachings can strengthen families, bring greater peace and happiness. You can have a free copy of the King James Version of the Bible when you call this toll-free number. It's a gift without cost or obligation. There are solutions. There is hope. The teachings that can change your world come from Jesus Christ, and they are free for the asking. Call now for your copy of the authorized King James Version of the Bible. It's a gift from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yanni, live in concert with his band and symphony orchestra in a spectacular new show. A compelling and moving musical experience you'll remember forever. 2 area appearances, February 25th at the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim, February 27th at the Great Western Forum. A night of favorites and music from his new album, Tribute. Reserve seats for both shows now at arena box offices, Ticketmasters, or charged by phone. Don't miss the timeless music of Yanni.
Those bands of rains are definitely, rain is definitely hitting here in Hollywood
yeah,
now.
we can hear it outside
It's in
our
the valley,
studios.
and it's also, of course, in Ventura County, where he said some of the heaviest rains he's seen all week just a few minutes ago. Bill?
Yes, very heavy. Moved a little closer to this construction crew here, which is digging out some of the storm drains here. Now, the debris has been washing ashore, and as it does, it backs up again into the storm drains and blocks them off, and that could cause trouble further upstream. So Ventura has these crews out here now, again, just clearing away the tons and tons of debris. You know, it's remarkable. It runs for miles along the beach, and it's 10 and 12 feet thick, widthwise across the beach, miles long and maybe 5 to 10 feet deep in some places. So they're continuing to dig this out as we get right now just a brief little bit of a lull in what has been extremely heavy rainfall for the last 45 minutes. So heavy we couldn't get the satellite picture out a short time ago. These crews are here just north of the Ventura Pier. Elsewhere, we've seen other crews. In fact, these guys are just pulling away, but I'll take Gary around to the left. They've been out putting these barricades up now because the sidewalks here in Ventura are now starting to flood, and they've been out posting these little barricades to let people know that they just can't walk through there. So it's still early in the storm here. We've not seen any serious flooding yet, but we've had some of the heaviest rain we've seen in a long time, and what happens to Ventura happens to the rest of Southern California before too long. So extremely heavy rain off and on throughout the morning. The surf also churning up pretty good right now, too. The storm offshore is generating extremely large waves. This beach has a surf name to it, but I don't think there are many surfers that usually come here. This is not one of the favorite surf beaches, but the waves are very high in the Ventura Pier, which you can see out here in the distance now. We were on the pier earlier. We've now moved up the coast a bit from the pier. The pier used to be 1,000 feet longer until a couple of years ago when one of these storms brought down a huge length of the pier. They're hoping that that doesn't happen again, but a very stormy morning here still in Ventura. Sharon and Carlos, it's wet.
All right, Bill. Earlier this week, we had told you that some beaches have closed. The Los Angeles County health officials closed a 9-mile stretch of beach between Ventura County at Point Dune, and that remains closed as we speak.
Because of the sewage spill. Right?
Yeah, the sewage spill is really contaminating all the oceans out there, so you really don't want to go swimming or surfing if you want to think of heading out there.
We continue with our storm coverage after a short break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the California Science Center. A World of Learning opens February 7th at Exposition Park.
Is there any place in the world where kids create their own brilliant ideas instead of just looking at someone else's? There is now at the brand new California Science Center. Is there any place in the world where learning the laws of physics feels more like a real-life thrill ride? There is now at the brand new California Science Center.
Nobody knows me like me.
I've gone down many roads. I'll be the driver.
At Blue Shield of California, we know you speak from experience.
I lived in this body my whole life.
With our Access Plus HMO, you can send us comments on the service you receive from plain physicians. We'll even refund your copayment if you're not completely happy.
My body is a temple. I should be the guru.
Feedback, one of many new things behind the Shield. Access Plus HMO, only from Blue Shield.
Nobody knows me like me.
I'm in the pool 7 days a week. Great for my body, tough on my hair.
That's why you need Alberto VO5 Hot Oil once a week. It revitalizes your hair every time you use it. VO5 bonds to the weak sites of every strand, so your hair is actually 55% stronger.
If VO5 can make my hair look this good, imagine what it can do for yours.
Revitalize your hair with VO5 Hot Oil, 1 minute, once a week. Try new VO5 Hot Oil Shower Works, 4 weekly treatments in a convenient shower-activated formula.
Alrighty. I know some of you have tried, corn pops before, but I'd just like to get your honest reactions. The first thing that pops in your mind. Good. Of course, that's just my reaction. Yours may be a little different. Why don't we work on some reactions? Wait, one thing. Yeah, you write that down. Sweet and crunchy.
Ready for the next group?
Oh, it's just finishing up.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
Okay, we continue with our live storm coverage across the Southland. We have reporters and crews all over Ventura County, all the way to the Valley, to Hollywood, just everywhere. And Gail Anderson is in Northridge as we speak, and it sure is downpouring there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's raining now. It's sort of, Bill Smith was saying earlier that he had something headed our way. Well, I think some of it's starting to come through here now. It'll get heavy for a while, and then it'll ease off. We have a little break in the action here. We're talking with some of the motorists who have stopped here at the mobile station to get some gas. Again, I feel overdressed. I'm looking for your rain gear, and you say you're fine. Let me get your name.
My name is Tony Lama.
Tony, where? Tony Lama?
Yeah.
You're not the boot guy, are you?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you said you were headed out to check your boat.
Castaic Lake. Yeah, I'm heading up to Castaic Lake. I got my boat parked over there, and with all this rain, I'm scared it might be flooded out, so I'm going to go check it out.
Was it flooded Tuesday?
Yes, it was. I had to go empty it and clean it out, so we're going to go up there and see what it's all about again.
You know how to do that? You don't have to hire somebody to pump it out? Or?
I do it all myself.
Wow. How big a boat is this?
It's 20 foot.
Ooh.
20 foot. It's a bass boat. It's not too big of a job, but I don't like all that water just laying in there, so.
Now, you were telling me before, no, it'll ruin it. Oh.
Yeah.
You were telling me earlier that outside of that little problem, you love this.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Except for the crazy drivers that's out there that don't know how to handle it. I like it personally, plus California needs all the rain it can get.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit before the rain really started to come this way how lush everything is out here, how green everything is.
Everything is turning green and beautiful, and the flowers are blooming. It helps, and it's got its good points and its bad points.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with the boat.
Thank you.
And
nice seeing you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very
much. Even prettier in person.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. In the rain?
I love it.
Looking like the Michelin Doughboy?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have another guest here. What's your name, young man?
Sean Turley.
And Sean, you were over here getting gas in your Volvo over here.
Uh-huh.
How are you handling the commute this morning?
Pretty good. I just live pretty close to work, so I just go right into work.
And again, where's your rain gear?
This is it.
You're okay?
I'm all right.
How did you manage Tuesday?
Tuesday was okay. Got up 5 o'clock. Lightning woke me up.
Wow.
And I went into work.
None of that today, huh?
No lightning yet.
And you were telling us that when we get done here, if we get out of the rain, we ought to stop by Mama Lucia's, huh?
Lunch is on me.
Okay. Thank you. Stay dry.
Thank you.
Again, the rain, as Bill was saying, is coming through this area in waves. It's heavy. It's light. We're getting a little break right now. I kind of had this umbrella up for our guests because they didn't have any rain gear. But we'll keep you posted on the developments out here. And so far, so good. No flooding. Traffic's good. We're doing fine in Northridge.
Okay.
Back to you.
All right. Thanks, Gail.
We have a breaking story that just came into our newsroom. At least 3,600 people have been killed by a powerful earthquake in northeastern Afghanistan. The 6.1 quake struck the city of Rustak on Wednesday, a region so remote that the first casualty reports are only just coming in now. Some 15,000 people have been rendered homeless by this quake. Dozens of villages are said to be destroyed. Red Cross and United Nations officials are trying to organize a rescue and relief effort to the area. Again, that was a 6.1 earthquake that struck the Rustak region in Afghanistan. Of course, as more details come in, we will pass them along to you. We'll continue with our storm coverage in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the Southern California Ford dealers, home of 5 of the 10 best-selling vehicles in America. See your Ford dealer today.
You know, the Ford guys told me that to really appreciate their Ranger Super Cab, I had to wear X-ray glasses. Thank you. Wow, I can see everything. An all-new suspension, rack and pinion steering, a bigger cab. It even has a pulse vacuum hub lock system. I gotta ask this guy how these things work. Oh, the new Ranger Super Cab. It's new from the inside out. Can I keep these glasses?
Somehow you wound up without a corporate package, a company plan, or group policy. Yet every day you're forging ahead in uncertain times. Suddenly you get this monster pain shooting down your back. Wouldn't it be a relief not to have that $2,000 deductible? Well, now through Kaiser Permanente, an affordable individual health plan is available. Just call 1-800-489-9919. You'll find our benefit package is one of the most competitive available, starting at only $84 a month, including preventive care and hospitalization, $10 office visits, no deductibles, and prescription coverage. To receive a free, no-obligation enrollment package, call 1-800-489-9919. So next time you're caught flat on your back, you won't have to worry about being flat broke. Kaiser Permanente. More people turn to us for good health.
Why do we have back pillows?
To prop up the front pillows.
What's a dust ruffle for?
To go with the comforter.
Honey, did you know the toothbrush holder matches the pillowcases? Why do we have to...
The cleaning lady's coming.
Wamsutta Color by Design. Sheets, towels, and accessories that are the obvious answer. Mix them and match them. Now buy a set of Wamsutta Elite Sateen sheets and get a second set at 25% off.
Hey, what's up? I'm Tia. And I'm Tamara, and we're real life and TV sisters. Yep, you know what? TV is fun, but education is what's really important. Because it's the key to achievement. So pay attention in school. Never stop learning. It's the reason we're successful. We believe and we achieve.
KTLA's Black History Month Believe and Achieve is brought to you by MoneyGram.
We continue with our live storm coverage this morning, and Eric Spillman is in Malibu right now as we speak, keeping an eye on things over there. Hi, Eric. How are things going over there?
Well, good morning, Sharon. It is really coming down here now. It rained so hard, in fact, that we had technical problems, as did Bill Smith. Our camera went down for a while because it got so wet. It's raining very steady, very hard right now. People driving along Pacific Coast Highway very smartly. They have their headlights on as they drive. It's a sort of a miserable drive, the rain coming down in sheets. You see that area, that hillside back there, that is the same hillside where on Tuesday, because of the storm, they had a river of mud coming down that way. That sent mud and rock and debris over Pacific Coast Highway. They had to close it down all day. You see there are crews here keeping tabs on the hillside. They're checking it from time to time. They've got heavy equipment standing by in case they need it. They will use it. They will put it into effect. They'll start using those graders and the excavators and so forth. Although it is raining very, very hard, they have not had to use that equipment as of yet. If we go to the left here, we'll show you what is happening with the storm drains. That storm drain over there actually doing pretty well. You see there's quite a bit of more capacity there. Although it is raining very hard, we are not getting the same kind of runoff that we got on Tuesday. The water is flowing down from the mountains, from the canyons, and coming through here, and so far it has not backed up. It has not brought a whole lot of mud and debris down and filled up and overflowed. Things are looking good. One of the reasons why things are looking good is if we cross over the road here and take a look over here down at the other side of the drainage canal, we see this loader guy at work. Actually, he's taking a break right now, but he has been working all day long, and what he's been doing is clearing it out, taking that bulldozer and just as best he can, scraping things away. Now he's going inside again and making sure that the water is flowing smoothly, and it is. Now, how are people here in Malibu coping? Well, let's take a walk over to the left. Dan, if we can, we'll show you what people here do is they put out the sandbags, and I think people leave these sandbags out all winter long. and just kind of live with this as a natural feature of their homes. People have these sandbags in front of their doors, and they just step over them. Some of them keep sandbags in front of their garages. No big deal. And folks here, I think, are so immune to this weather and to mud. Mud is sort of a way of life here in Malibu, that people really don't panic until they see the mud actually coming in through the front door. That hasn't happened so far today. Thank goodness for that. Now, let me show you our eagle-eye camera shot towards the coast, towards the beachfront homes. You don't have a very good shot there. Visibility not very good because it is raining so hard. It is really very hazy here this morning. But so far, although the storm surge is up and the waves are higher, they are not crashing directly into people's homes. There's still some room there between the decks and where the waves are crashing. So that also is a very good thing. At this point, Pacific Coast Highway remains open. No major flooding or mudslides here in Malibu for now. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, for now.
Oh, yeah.
Important addition there.
All right, thanks very much, Eric.
We want to inform you that parts of Glendale, we do not know how the extent of it, but parts of Glendale are without power as we speak. And we don't know the extent of it, as I said, but we will continue to keep you posted as soon as the information becomes available. Our storm coverage continues in just a moment.
We're back in 2 minutes.
Boy, that snack looks awfully sweet, but is that a wholesome treat? When you shoulda, coulda, woulda had a boost. Wow, that caffeine's quite an upper, but you'll never last till supper. When you shoulda, coulda, woulda had a boost.
Boost, the delicious snack with 25 vitamins and minerals, and carbs and protein for energy that lasts.
Why pick a snack that drains you when a boost sustains you?
Boost, now in chocolate raspberry and strawberry banana.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. These pictures are all proof that Kwai garlic tablets lower cholesterol. But if the pictures aren't enough, only Kwai has 14 years of research on people that proves Kwai's effectiveness in lowering cholesterol. Call 1-800-92-PROOF for more information on the proven brands. Kwai, proven to lower cholesterol, proven for life.
Skiers, test drive a new Chevy Astro van or Blazer and get a free extended day lift ticket to the new Mountain High Resort from your Chevy dealer. And if you buy or lease a new Chevy Astro van or Blazer, Mountain High will give you 2 free season passes, a $1,300 value. Mountain High is the easiest drive to skiing and snowboarding in Southern California. Let the Mountain High Express jet you to the top in just 6 minutes, then fly down the new Fault Line Terrain Park. See your local Southern California Chevrolet dealer now.
But Julie, how do you know you're saving money at Lucky?
It says so, Hal. Right here on the bottom of my receipt. See?
You always save like this?
Oh, it's easy when I use my secret weapon.
Secret weapon?
My secret weapon.
Use your rewards card to spend $250 by March 10th at Lucky and bag a 10% savings certificate.
See, they add up the savings for you.
I guess we got to the bottom of that issue.
Secret weapon.
We've been taking care of people for more than 25 years using the name United Health Plan. But we recently changed our name to UHP Healthcare. The word care is the key here. When people trust you with their health, I believe you have a responsibility to really take care of them. We say that the plan is created just for caring. I'm going to make certain that it's more than just a slogan. Remember our new name, UHP Healthcare.
Okay, Mark.
Down out there.
Okay, it's coming down right now in the Hollywood area. We're going to go to Jennifer York, and then right after that, we'll give you the latest weather update with all the flash flood watches and warnings. But Jennifer, what have you got for us right now?
Well, besides getting tossed and tumbled up here, real windy, real strong winds out in Van Nuys. We're actually up in Valencia. We were taking a look at a problem on the northbound side of the 5 near Valencia. It was an overturned car. Wasn't causing any delays, though. Southbound 5 is, although really wet, a lot of standing water on the 5 freeway here. Let me see if we can go out the door and show it to you. You can see the rain in the camera coming down very hard here through the Newhall Pass. The South 5 is the right side of the roadway there, and it's just moderately heavy, but people are driving fine here. It doesn't seem to be It's again, there's a lot of standing water on the roadway, but seems like everything's moving fine here, so we're in pretty good shape. No reports of any accidents for this portion of the 5. However, a big accident on the north side of Terabella. Let's go ahead and go to some earlier Skycam 5 tape. Left lane blocked, a couple right lanes blocked. They were trying to clear the car out of the fast lane, so they stopped all lanes for the moment while we were taping this. Oh, sorry, getting bumped around up here. The northbound 5 was backed up to the 170. Southbound side of the 5 was slow from the 118. So this is the northbound 5 at Terabella. It's backed up to the 170. Southbound side slow from the 118. Because of that situation at that power plant off of the 5 northbound at Western, the Western off-ramp was backed up onto the freeway a little bit, and I wanted to let you know that there has been a power outage throughout some parts of Glendale. This was at Western and Flower. And so a lot of the stoplights, the power had been put back on. They just hadn't reset the stoplights yet. So if you're heading through that area of Glendale near Western, Flower, any of those three, the lights are blinking. So just always, of course, treat it as a 4-way stop and yield to the car on your right. Let's go ahead and go to the Caltrans traffic cam. Oh, we have the map. I'm sorry. I don't know why we have this map. Northbound 5. Oh, that was the problem I just told you we looked at. Northbound side of the 5 at Valencia, there's an overturned car in the center divider. Westbound side of the 101 at Canaan, they're saying possibly severe thunderstorms out in that area. An overturned car, quite a few other cars involved in this accident. They might have to close the freeway to clear all that out. Westbound 101 at Canaan. And obviously it's been raining quite a bit out of the west side of the valley. Now this is our Caltrans camera of the Santa Monica Freeway. Left side of the camera is the westbound side. You can barely see. There's an accident there in the center divider. That's your westbound 10 drive through the, or just heading into the mid-city area. As you can see, it's just really dark and gloomy out there. A lot of rain falling through the mid-city area, and actually both sides of the 10 are pretty sluggish in and out of mid-city. I'm Jennifer York in Skycam 5. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much,
Alrighty.
Jennifer. We're really looking dark in some of those areas. We're getting those shots. Man, it's just so dark out there, and the rain is coming down. We're going to have all the latest in the weather forecast in just a moment. Sharon?
Again, if you don't have to be outside, don't be. Stay indoors, because it's going to be a tough drive out there. All right, our storm coverage continues.
We don't call it Stormwatch 98. We just call it Gotta Rain.
.9 KZLA is the unique radio station with longer sets, fewer interruptions, less talk, and more music per hour than any station you've ever heard. 93.9 KZLA has an original mix of music, and people listen to KZLA longer and with more loyalty than any other station. Plus, we give away $1,000 at least once every weekday. There's only one station with all these qualities. 93.9 KZLA.
He won the Kentucky Derby. He won the Preakness. And he captured the hearts of America as he nearly swept the Triple Crown. He's Silver Charm, voted 3-year-old Horse of the Year. And this Saturday at Santa Anita Park, he'll be favored to win the 4-year-old championship in the $500,000 Stroob Stakes. Will Silver Charm win the Stroob and earn the title Best 4-year-old in the world? Find out this Saturday at Santa Anita Park. Hey, it's Santa Anita. It's the great race place.
Alrighty. I know some of you have tried, corn pops before, but I'd just like to get your honest reactions. The first thing that pops in your mind. Good. Of course, that's just my reaction. Yours may be a little different. Why don't we work on some reactions? Wait, one thing. Yeah, you write that down. Sweet and crunchy.
Ready for the next group?
Well, it's just finishing up.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
It has been shown absolute fear can render one silent. In a world you can't always trust, there's one name you can. Brinks Home Security. Only $99 installed. Call now and get this $155 second keypad absolutely free. Call 1-800-9-BRINKS. There's only one Brinks.
A resort just sits there. A cruise will move you. You haven't lived until you've cruised. free vacation planner. Call toll-free 1-888-WHY-CRUISE.
All right, we continue now with our storm coverage with Mark.
We're going to have a look at our latest watches and warnings, and we do have a lot of them going on with this storm, and we're also going to check out the latest radars. Let's go to the watches and warnings. Severe thunderstorm, flash flood, a warning, eastern Santa Barbara and western Los Angeles, including Malibu counties, and that continues until 9:45. We also have a flash flood and severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 10:45. For all of Ventura County. That continues all the way through until 10:45. We have some wind warnings in some of the mountain areas and wind advisories throughout the entire Southland as we have bands of this storm passing through the Southland, bands of it moving through. At one point, you can all of a sudden be looking at moderate rain, and then boom, next point you get some heavy downpours, and all of a sudden the winds kick in. Latest radar showing what is going on, where the rain is coming down, and where it is heading. This is the latest in the Doppler radar, really giving us a good picture of what you can expect. Okay, it starts out at about early this morning. And there you can see there is one band right there, still heavy band of thunderstorms which are about to pass through right here. There you can see in the dark red, just moving out of the Santa Barbara area, some severe thunderstorms moving into West LA County. And apparently we have some power outages in that area too being reported. Could be caused by this right here. This is now moving into West LA County, and that severe thunderstorm warning for West LA County continues until 9:45 this morning. It is just about 9:31 right now, so it may be extended. We'll watch out for that very closely. Now, here is the local radar. This is showing what is coming in. And there you can see some heavy rain passing through. That band of thunderstorms about to move in. It's also going to hit up in through the Simi Valley area, right here. Look at right there. There you can see it coming in, right in through the Malibu area. Right here we have some heavy rain coming down right now, just to the outside of the Burbank area, some heavy rain moving out. But there is the first sort of severe band of rain and thunderstorms possibly right there in through the Simi Valley that is moving through. Now, we talked about this a little while ago. We said, Riverside, you're about to get your rain. You should be having it right now. And up in through the Redlands area, you're getting rain. Temecula, you're probably just on the doorstep of getting rain within probably the next 10-15 minutes. If you're getting light sprinkles, you should see some rain moving in. Long Beach, probably moderate rain in through that area. Same story for Pomona, back down into Irvine. And further down south, they will get some rain more so later on this morning. Okay, there is the satellite shot. Bam, right here. You can see that the storm system is moving well to the north of us. The center of the storm really pounded, though, in areas of San Francisco. They're just in Northern California getting the tail end of that center of the low. We are getting the tail end of the cold front passing in through our area. Then directly behind it, some cool air right here. By the way, snow level down to the 5,000-foot level already. Fraser Park reporting some snow in those areas, and a snow level will probably drop before it's all over with down to the 4,500-foot level. Directly right here, this is some cold, unstable air. That's what's going to happen later on this afternoon, tonight, into Saturday morning. We might get a bit of a break on Saturday. Sunday, another storm system is going to come in and bring with it some more clouds and more rain. Hello, El Niño. Looking at Malibu right now, gray out there, the surf is pounding the beach. It's just high surf advisories and warnings also continuing all the way through until tomorrow. Hey, we have reports right now of hail hitting in the Azusa area. Okay, so it is a tricky situation, and we're monitoring it, but apparently there is hail hitting in Azusa right now. Temperatures 57, humidity 62%, barometric pressure 29.8 for falling winds from the east at 18 miles per hour. And there is the 5-day outlook. Very little change, a little bit of a break on Friday. That's what's happening with the weather forecast.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mark. We continue with our storm coverage in just a moment.
In the Mount Olympus area, the North Hills, and the Mission Hills area. And if there are any further power outages to report, we'll bring them to you as soon as we get the information.
Now, sometimes, you know, you get surges when you turn when the power comes back on. It's a good idea to that electrical fires sometimes occur as a result of that. Mm-hmm. Good times to unplug them, and when the power comes back on, to plug those appliances back in. It's just a safety precaution. The fire department is urging people to pay attention to this. But the storm, as you can tell by just looking outside, is really pounding the Southland right now. It came, as announced, right on time, right on schedule, as Mark mentioned. And, of course, now we're getting hit all over the place. We have thunderstorms in Azusa, hail.
We've even had reports of hail in Azusa, so it's coming down. When you get a line of thunderstorms, it can always produce hail, and then watch out if it's strong enough. It can produce even some water spouts or tornadoes. So I'm not saying that any of that is happening, but it can always.
On Tuesday, we thought everything was going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was pretty chaotic on Tuesday. Okay, Bill Smith is in Ventura with more on what's happening up there. It's raining pretty hard, and we can see the surface pounding pretty rough out there. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Sharon. We wanted to give you this perspective from up high to show you out here in Ventura along Surfers Point that we are about the only two guys in town dumb enough to be out here in the rain right now. The rain has been coming on and off and on and off, and it's starting to get heavy again. We're right down here just above the I always want to say Malibu Pier because we've dealt so many times with the Malibu Pier. This is the Ventura Pier. It has taken some big hits in past storms. It's lost 1,000 feet in one of the storms some years ago. They keep doing refurbishing projects on it, and now they're worried once again that if this surf gets pretty violent, and right now it's big but not as violent as it has been, they're concerned that they might still lose even more of the pier. Also along the beach out here, as we walk along the shore here, I mentioned earlier that we weren't sure if this was a big surfers beach or not. A local surfer came by and told me it's a very big surfers beach. And, but not today, because the waves are just not the kind of stuff that these guys want to be in. And as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of debris that just continues to wash up on the shore here. All of this comes down from the Ventura River and from many of the other various drainages. They carry all of this stuff from the hills and canyons that surround all of Ventura, and then it all dumps down onto the ocean, and then once it hits the water, then the surf throws it back up on the shore. This is thousands and thousands of tons, the public works guys tell us, and once the weather is all over, the bad weather is over, then they will start coming out here and cleaning up this stuff. They also caution that wildlife gets swept down too. This runoff tends to bring all this brush down here, and often there are snakes and other rodents and animals in it. And so if you start to wander around out there and kind of go picking through the driftwood looking for something interesting, you may find something interesting. And it might find you too. Although you can imagine how shocked the rattlesnake might be. Minutes ago, I was up in the mountains, now I'm at the beach. How did this happen? Well, that's how it happens, and it's continuing to rain here now as we get another cell of El Nino starting to come ashore. So we'll just sort of leave you with a shot of looking off toward the pier. And to set this for you, this is where that big Holiday Inn sits that you see from the freeway as you drive by. So that's where we are, right off of the 101 freeway here on the Ventura Beach, and it is coming down pretty heavy, Sharon and Carlos.
All right.
Bill, do you see anybody surfing out there this morning?
No. Like I said, we're the only ones dumb enough here. No, we've seen no surfers here. It's very choppy. I don't know enough about surfing to have a good opinion about what's a good wave. They're pretty dramatic, but it's very choppy. We haven't seen any surfers here so far. However, you can bet that it's only a matter of time.
Bill, was all that debris that we see there, was that brought in by the last storm?
This has been, this is the accumulation now of a couple of storms. On our recent trips out here to check on Ventura, we've seen this pile grow with each storm. And there are times when the tide is really moving in that you can just see it coming in by the truckload almost. So this is the accumulation of several storms. They'll let it continue to accumulate until the end of the winter storm season, and then they'll come out here and haul all this stuff away.
And of course, the big concern for people who use the beaches is that these storms will erode the beaches to the point where there'll only be rocks there. During the El Nino storms of '83, you recall some of our most beautiful beaches turned out to be nothing but rocks. And
this is a very rocky beach here too.
Yeah, that beach generally is very rocky.
Yeah.
And but looks like a real mess there, and some serious cleanup that's going to have to happen here in the next few days.
Yeah, they actually sell off this wood when it dries. It's pretty good firewood, and people come down and pick it up for firewood. So it eventually gets used one way or another. But yep, it is a mess, and we have seen some erosion. Although I guess that maybe this protective cover of gunk and branches and wood, that may well just got to hold the beach in place. Maybe it's serving a purpose after all.
All right.
Okay, Bill, thanks very much.
Okay.
More storm stuff in a minute.
I wish I was wrong, but no, we were right this time.
Yeah.
No, he was right.
Yeah,
yes.
very much so.
Absolutely, he was extremely right. Here in Malibu, it's coming down and has been for the last couple of hours or so, and you take a look out at the ocean, and you see those waves coming in, that storm surge, and the brown, ugly water, and you could say to yourself now, why would anyone want to go surfing in that? But believe you me, there are folks who do want to go surfing, and we've run into a couple of them. If we turn around here, take a look at this car over here. We got a couple of surfers with surfboards on the roof. They are checking out the wave action. I'd like you to meet Danny and Mark, who are from Pasadena. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. A little rainy out today.
Would you surf in this?
Yeah, I'd surf in this if the waves weren't sloppy.
So you're driving up and down the coast looking for stuff?
Yeah, we went up to Topanga, but we don't want to go too north because we heard of the spill up there, so we're going to go south a little bit. Check it out.
Do you worry at all about debris and bacteria and all those kinds of things in the water when it rains like this?
That stuff really sucks, but we just try not to think about it. You know, it takes the fun out.
It sure does. Now you told me you were surfing earlier in the week too. How was it?
Oh yeah, yesterday I go before school. It was real sloppy, and it was also like this, but up by Topanga it was all right. We could do it. There's a lot of paddling.
All right. Okay, so you're going to continue driving around looking for stuff?
We're going to go south.
All right. Well, good luck to you. I hope you find good waves today.
Yeah, thanks. Have a nice day.
Love the hair, too, by the way. Excellent touch of blue on the front there.
That.
It's a good thing. Thanks a lot for talking with us. Yeah, surfing in the storm. They're here. They're looking for the waves. Doesn't matter what the weather is. If you are a die-hard surfer, you go out and you surf on a day like today. Yes, you do. Carlos understands the whole thing, don't you?
Yes, I do. You know, if the surf is appealing and it's clean, I'm in there.
Yeah, well, clean it's not, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's
appealing
the big
maybe,
issue.
but not clean.
That's the big issue. Make sure that the water is clean. But right now, when the rain is running off the tops of those mountains, it creates a real mess, and people should be very careful before going in the water.
In fact, a portion of a 9-mile stretch of beach between Ventura County and Point Dume still remains closed because of a sewage spill earlier this week on Thursday, and it's still, you know, it's closed. It's going to be closed until they do some tests on that water.
And we need to warn you that on occasion you may see us pop off the air. We just took a power hit here, and we're experiencing some technical problems as well. So it's happening. We understand that some areas in Glendale, some places in the West Valley have also lost power. So the storm is causing some problems all over the Southland.
Okay. All righty. We'll be back after this, I guess, right? Going to a break?
Yeah.
Taking a break. Okay.
And as we take this break, here's the Sepulveda Basin doing what it's supposed to do.
Got insurance?
Call Survival.
Seriously coming down and causing all kinds of problems.
We took a couple of power hits here. I'm getting reports of some blips in through the Northridge area. We've got some power outages in various other areas, and we have a lot of storm watches and warnings. We said that the heaviest of rain is about to come in, and it has been. It started coming in around 8 o'clock. We saw it coming, sweeping through the Ventura area. They had such heavy rain at one point that Bill Thomas couldn't even get the signal up to us. Jennifer, you're over the Sepulveda Basin, right? What's going on over there?
Yeah, good morning, Mark. Good morning, everybody. We're over the Sepulveda Basin here in the valley. There's been a lot of power outages that you've been mentioning. I'm also hearing about about 3,000 people down in Laguna Beach experiencing a power outage as well. Let me just show you the basin that remains open at the moment. That's the intersection right there, the left middle of the screen. That's Woodley and Balboa. And again, the basin remains open. And the freeways are still very, very heavy, especially the East 101 coming out of the Woodland Hills area. So you might want to go ahead and take the basin. I imagine they're going to close it, but again, we don't have an estimate as to what time they would be doing that. There's the LA River. You can see that. And everything looks pretty good here. There's the freeway. Again, the eastbound 101, just a miserable drive this morning. A good reminder that it's going to take you a lot longer to get places than normal. Always when the rain hits, it always slows and bogs down the freeway. In terms of accidents, it's kind of quiet now at the moment. We did have a couple of overturns, one on the westbound 101 out at Canaan, where they're experiencing apparently some severe thunderstorms out in that area, out at Calabasas and out towards Agoura Hills. So please give yourself a lot of extra time if you're heading out from those areas and planning to come into the valley. Southbound 405 looking pretty crowded from about Burbank Boulevard into the Sepulveda Pass. So if you're flying out of LAX, you need to give yourself a lot of extra time if your plans are to take the 405 and actually in either direction. So far, so good here for the Sepulveda Basin. We'll be checking on it throughout the morning. I'm Jennifer York in Skycam 5. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah. Okay, Jennifer, thanks very
bye.
much. So we continue with our storm coverage. We're gathering information even here from the set. So we'll bring you the very latest. You're watching a special report right here on KTLA. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. We continue to cover it, and Mark is here, who's been...
It's been an interesting morning.
It has been an interesting morning. We took a power hit here, and my big, massive video wall is out, and we just had it fixed, too. Just like Monday.
Yeah.
So, oh, man.
Yeah, one little, we could use a little square.
Last
if you
time.
sort of crouch down and do the weather from there,
I'll take the lower right-hand square.
Okay, let's see if we can make it. Okay, right here, folks.
Right there. Let's check out
This is like watching your little TV. Oh, we got picture-in-picture, too. Not bad. Okay, seriously, though, we got some serious stuff to talk about. We have a lot of advisories and warnings. Severe thunderstorm warning and flash flood warning for all of Ventura County. That will be on until 10:45 this morning. Severe thunderstorm and flash flood warning, all of Ventura County until 10:45 this morning. We also have a lot of watches. We have some flash flood watches throughout just about the better part of the Southland, and wind advisory. Severe and thunderstorm and flash flood warning. These are warnings. Now, the difference between a warning and a watch, warnings means that it's actually happening. A watch means that it could possibly happen. These severe thunderstorm flash flood warnings for eastern Santa Barbara and western Los Angeles near Malibu counties until 9:45. Urban and small stream flood advisories for all of Los Angeles County, and that continues until probably about 9:45 this morning. Okay, if you want to know what's going on, what you're expecting, let's look at the latest radar. These radars have been just so, it really shows exactly where lines of thunderstorm and the heaviest rain are. Now, this is the bigger picture showing us anywhere up in through the northern portion of California, central California. Santa Barbara got hit pretty good. Looks like in the next couple of hours, we do have still some bands coming through, but it could start weakening a little bit in Santa Barbara. You can see now further down south, San Diego hasn't been getting much rain, but they're getting it right now. And you can see we still have some cells that are a little bit stronger. We'll go to the closer radar shot and show you exactly where the heaviest of rain is moving in. We'll punch that up for you in just a second, and you can see that there are some heavy thunderstorms and bands of precipitation moving through the Southland there. Earlier this morning, rain coming in, but the heaviest of rain moving in right now. And the last shot will depict exactly where we are at this very moment, and you'll be able to see exactly where the thunderstorms are. Okay, all right, well, there you go. All right. Just south of Torrance, we have some thunderstorms moving in through those areas, up and through the Newhall area. Look at Simi Valley. They are probably getting heavy rain as we speak. And there you can see a line right there moving back in through that area. Burbank getting some heavy rain. Just off the coast of Torrance, you can expect to have some rain moving in quite heavy, and further down south and through Irvine. That is the latest on what is happening with our radar shot right here. Burbank, Redlands, outside of the Redlands area, they will get some rain, heavy rain too. Now, the center of the low right here, it is pushing further north, and it's even almost spitting off the coast. This morning, San Francisco got hit hard. They had winds up to 60 miles per hour, and right there you can see some of the circulation moisture pulling out. We are still dealing with the tail end of this system, but nevertheless, there's still a lot of moisture building and pushing up just as you think this is going to pass through. It's building. This whole thing is sort of circulating around now, and it has stalled a little bit. It was moving fast earlier, but it seems to have stalled right now a little bit. Directly behind it, some cold air, unstable air. That's what's going to pass into our area later on this afternoon into Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we might have a bit of a break, and then by Sunday, another storm system moving into the area. Back outside, Van Nuys Airport. Skycam 5, are they coming in for a landing? By the looks of it, they're coming in for a landing. They got to refuel. And daytime highs for this afternoon, or are we just going to go to some other cameras? 5-day. You know what? We'll watch this right now for a minute because it's coming down pretty good in the Van Nuys area. By the way, we have reports of snow in the Fraser Park area, which is running at the 5,000-foot level. We also had reports in Azusa. They were seeing hail in the line of storms out there. So pretty severe weather out there. And you can see it's coming down pretty good in Van Nuys right now. No word yet about the Sepulveda Basin being shut down, but we saw a couple of seconds ago from Jennifer York that it was starting to flood, so they may have to close that a little bit later on this morning. We will keep you up to date on that if it does happen. We have various power outages. There's the 5-day. Very wet over the next 5 days, but the little bit of a break Saturday afternoon. That is all the latest you can really see on the radar shot. Those thunderstorms moving into the Simi Valley area right now and in the western LA County, and that is where we do have those thunderstorm warnings. There it is once again. Look at Simi Valley. They're getting hit hard right now.
Getting pounded right now.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope my drains are working.
Yeah, I hope my
I spent
car's
3 hours
okay.
trying to clean them out the other day.
We want to bring you a couple of road closures. Both are in the Ojai area in Ventura County. Highway 118 is closed between Tierra Rajada, Somis, and Highway 33 is closed near the Wheeler Campground, shut down because of the storm.
We continue with our special report, the storm coverage here on KTLA TV, Channel 5, Los Angeles. We'll be right back. It's 10 o'clock here in the Southland. Eric Spellman's in Malibu, and it's raining very hard out there.
Yeah, and we will check in with Eric in just a moment. But first, we want to bring you some power outages that we've received. 2,500 homes are without power in the Mount Olympus area, the North Hills area, the Mission Hills area since 8 o'clock today. And of course, having the power out is no fun.
No, and we've got sporadic power outages all over the Southland. In fact, what we didn't have earlier, we had a situation earlier where the rain was sort of creeping across. We had some light rain that turned heavy. Now, all of a sudden, we have thunderstorms, which are creating problems. That's what really started the problems off on Tuesday, with the power hits we were taking as a result of the lightning. And I guess it's just because of the unstable air marker.
Oh, exactly. We have just there's so much happening in this cold front, and there's going to be a lot of unstable air directly behind it even, and we do have some lines of thunderstorms. What happened was on Tuesday, we had, it seemed like the first line was the heaviest. We had a massive thunderstorm, and then heavy rain followed it. Well, this one is kind of creeping in a different way. It's starting out with some light rain. The rain got a little bit heavier, and then all of a sudden we have some of those lines of thunderstorms, stronger winds and heavier rain moving across the Southland. Now, the flash flood warning has been extended until 11 o'clock for the San Fernando Valley and West LA. Originally, that was going to be canceled at 10:45, but it also encompasses Malibu. So that's San Fernando Valley, West LA, and Malibu. That flash flood warning has been extended until 11 o'clock this morning. And as we said, we got some thunderstorms out there. Probably nothing as strong and as defined as what we had on Tuesday morning when we had those lightning strikes just bouncing out to 405.
Pretty widespread.
Yeah, but we do have sporadic here, there, and everywhere. Snow in Fraser Park. It is a colder system. The snow level will be dropping. It has already dropped down to the 5,000-foot level, possibly dropping down to the 4,500-foot level before it's all over with. We should get some snow up and through the Big Bear. And here it is, the latest radar. You got some dark red starting to show up just outside of Torrance, in through the Malibu area and up in through Simi Valley. It looks like some heavy rain just moved out of Burbank and Riverside. Okay, now
that's a lot of yellow. I mean,
oh yeah,
exactly.
Fairly heavy.
Yeah, yellow means moderate to heavy rain. So I mean, what is happening? We're at a point right now where the rain has been coming down so steady with moderate to light to moderate rain that only when you see the heavy rain do you go, gee, it's really raining. But no, it's been raining consistently now pretty well since 7 o'clock this morning.
So we have snow over the Grapevine, and
looks like we could get some snow in the Grapevine. If you're heading out in that direction, you might have some problems later on. As I said, it's a cold system, and the snow levels are dropping rapidly.
Do we have a shot of snow cam, by the way, to see what?
I think we're trying to get that right now because the storm is definitely moving in that direction. But earlier this week, they certainly got some snow. We're going to go there in just a moment, but right now we're going to go to Eric Spellman in Malibu. Eric, what's going on?
Well, more rain, more very, very heavy rain, and let my cameraman, who's doing an excellent job, wipe the camera lens because it's getting so wet out here. As we watch Caltrans at work here with the bulldozer, and what's happened here is a little bit of change in the last hour or so. Before, when we were looking at the storm drain and this bulldozer at work inside here, trying to clear it out, before when we were looking at it, there was very little water coming down. Now take a look. It's quite a change. It's become sort of a mini rushing river, and this reflects the continual rainfall that we've had here over the last hour. It is also hitting in the mountains as well, obviously, and when it hits in the mountains, all the water flows down into the canyons, and these drainage canals become so important, and the fact that they are kept clear is so important in terms of preventing any damage to homes located along Pacific Coast Highway. They've done a very good job here of cleaning this out. Before, when we were looking at it, it was literally halfway full of mud and rock and debris. This bulldozer guy has been at work sort of all morning long, and there was another one who was working the shift prior to him, as we see him going up the hill there. And he's done an excellent job. And it's very challenging. He's driving around on dirt, you know, and looks like he can get sideways. It's very hard to move up these hills. And he's done a terrific job here so far this morning. That is the situation here in Malibu. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Eric, what's the road look like from where you are?
Well, the Pacific Coast Highway is open.
Is it getting mud on it like it was Tuesday?
No, and that is because these storm drains are working so well. When the storm drains back up, then the mud comes over onto the highway, and that's what causes all the accidents and the mud flows and all the problems that we saw on Tuesday. That luckily isn't happening today, and it's because these things are working like they're supposed to.
Yeah, everyone's better prepared today than they were on earlier in the week.
Definitely.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Somehow you wound up without a corporate package, a company plan, or group policy. Yet every day you're forging ahead in uncertain times. Suddenly you get this monster pain shooting down your back. Wouldn't it be a relief not to have that $2,000 deductible? Well, now through Kaiser Permanente, an affordable individual health plan is available. Just call 1-800-489-9919. You'll find our benefit package is one of the most competitive available, starting at only $84 a month, including preventive care and hospitalization, $10 office visits, no deductibles, and prescription coverage. To receive a free, no-obligation enrollment package, call 1-800-489-9919. So next time you're caught flat on your back, you won't have to worry about being flat broke. Kaiser Permanente. More people turn to us for good health.
Forecast, plenty of sunshine through today. We should reach our normal high of about 82 degrees by this afternoon.
When the ground shakes, what do you think of first? Probably not turning off the gas. That's why you need the automatic gas shutoff valve from Energy Pacific. Just call 1-800-303-9191 to have one installed. Then, if there's an earthquake of 5.4 or greater, it'll shut off the gas for you, even if you're not home. Call 1-800-303-9191 to order it today. From Energy Pacific, an affiliate of the gas company.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm in.
What do you mean you're in? You've got no chips.
It's a push.
Is it insured?
Yeah.
By Survival?
No.
I can't take that bet.
Call Survival. Any car, any driver. Survival offers the lowest rates guaranteed. Call Survival now.
Turn. It's a rocket scientist on the inside, bridesmaid and hotshot executive coming up fast.
People are enjoying a run for the money with the California Lottery's new game, Daily Derby.
It's dance instructor and flight attendant neck and neck down the stretch.
Pick the first, second, and third place horses in race time and experience the excitement of thoroughbred racing with a chance at winning hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And it's brand new par by a nose.
Daily Derby, new from the California Lottery.
Now, we've been telling you about power outages. I just want to mention to you and remind everyone, I know they've heard it 1,000 times, is that do not, if you do experience a power outage, do not light candles. Always use flashlights. Always keep batteries on hand, you know, water in check, all that earthquake stuff.
Yeah, we should have it in California. We should be prepared for this stuff because it should be all part of your earthquake preparedness. Okay, let's get the latest on what is going on with the weather forecast. We're going to give you the full rundown. Flash flood warning is on in West LA County, including San Fernando Valley, Santa Monica Mountains, and in through the Malibu area. We also have that flash flood warning. It has been extended until 11 o'clock now. Okay, moving along, we have a lot of watches and storm warnings, severe thunderstorm and flash flood warning, all of Ventura County. That is on until 10:45 in the morning. And continuing along, we have some watches, flash flood watches for much of Southern California, and also some wind advisories for just about all of Southern California. Doppler radar, here it is. Santa Barbara, Oxnard, Los Angeles, Santa Ana, and down in through the San Diego area. We put all this into motion. You can see how this started to build. It started at about 6, 7 o'clock this morning, moving across, and there you can see a lot of the rain now moving into Oxnard and Los Angeles. We still have some bands of precipitation developing directly behind us, but nowhere near as strong. So it looks like the worst is just about to hit across our area right now. now, and then right after that, we will have a bit of a break. So this could be some good news, and the good news is that this still on the radar is moving quite rapidly. City radar will give you a better shot of exactly what you could expect in your various areas. Early this morning, a band passing through. I'm going to step out of the shot for just a second. There you can see wherever you see in the darker red, that is where the heaviest of rain is moving through, and the last frame, or the last shot we're looking at, which we will hold for you, is what we are having right now. Look at this right here, some heavy, heavy rain about to hit in through Torrance, and right there, this is in some pretty dark orange and red. We might even have a little bit of purple. We could see some severe thunderstorms up there. Up and through Simi Valley, they're getting hit hard. In around the Burbank area, it's been raining pretty hard and through that area. Long Beach, not too bad. Irvine is getting some heavy downpours as we speak right now. And any one of these red areas, there could be some thunderstorms. We had word of Azusa getting some rain, and you can see the rain is pushing in a little bit further in through the Temecula area. More than likely right now you're getting your rain, which you weren't just a couple of hours ago. Riverside, up and through the Redlands, they're getting rain also in those areas. Now, as far as our system, here it is, center of the low to the north of us. We're still getting a little bit of moisture pumping up from the south. On Saturday, later in the afternoon, we might get a break between these storm systems. Sunday, we have yet another storm system, which is going to move into the area. There it is, stacking up 1, 2, 3, and then Monday and Tuesday, we're looking at some more rain moving into the areas. Back outside live, picking up cameras all across the Southland. This is from Northridge right now. Not that intersection. It doesn't look like it's flooding or anything too badly as of yet, but it is wet and it is really dark outside. It's just been very dark throughout the better part of the morning. On the 5-day, 60, 63. Monday and Tuesday, those temperatures at about 60 and 63 degrees.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
Okay, this just into the Channel 5 newsroom. School teacher Mary Kay Letourneau has been sentenced to 7.5 years in prison after she was caught in a car earlier this week with a young teen she had earlier been convicted of raping. Now, a judge in Seattle told Letourneau that she had purposely violated parole by meeting again with the boy who is now 14 years old. The judge said Letourneau had, quote-unquote, squandered the court's leniency. Okay.
All right, we continue now with our special report after this break.
And it's been raining, and it's raining pretty hard as we speak. In Hollywood, it's just downpouring. And
Jennifer York is en route to Newberry Park, where we understand there's some severe flooding out there, and we're going to get to that in just a second. Where should we go now? Should we go to Gail Anderson? Gail Anderson is in the valley. Gail, how's it look?
Well, you know, Bill Smith was telling me earlier it was headed this way. What they were getting up there was headed this way. Guess what? It's here. We've moved. We're at the intersection. Let me see. We're at the intersection of Devonshire and Balboa. This is where Northridge, North Hills, Granada Hills, and LA all sort of meet. And you were talking earlier about how some of the storm drains might have been cleaned out Tuesday by that rain. Well, we've noticed that along here, this side of Balboa, there's quite a bit of flooding here, all the way up the this side of Balboa. Some people have been real cautious about this, and then others, I guess, like to make a big splash, if you will, and splash water onto the motorists who are coming out of this service station, causing a confusing and hazardous condition. There's also quite a bit of traffic in this area because there's a North Hills shopping center over there, and you've got traffic coming in and out of there. You've got 3 service stations on this corner, so there's quite a bit of traffic. So if you're headed in this direction, you really need to keep your eyes peeled for the outside lanes here. Again, at the intersections of Devonshire and Balboa, because we've got some flooding here, and the rain is a lot heavier than we've seen this morning in this area. But Bill Smith, who's up in Ventura, was talking about how the cell is moving through, and it was moving our way, and certainly it is here. The other curious bit of business is right here. You always wonder what happens at a car wash when it's raining like this. Well, this is what happens. They close it, they gate it, and they wait for El Niño to go away. This gentleman in here was talking to me earlier, and I asked him how's he getting through this, and he was saying he hates El Niño. He absolutely hates this guy, whoever El Niño is, because he's only been able to be open for business here 3, maybe 4 days the past 2 weeks. So that's the kind of economic impact a storm like this can have on the weather. I see a gentleman here is pulled up. Good morning. You're live on the KTLA Morning News. How are you getting through all this rain?
Oh, it's devastating.
I see you're with the carpet company here.
Yeah, Suffolk Carpet Cleaning.
So, have you had any business here? The car wash is closed.
We're going right down to Canyon Creek Apartments. We on our way
Flooding?
down there to clean. Oh, I don't. Yes.
That's what they got rain on them.
Oh, water damage.
Water damage?
Yeah.
Why are you so happy this morning? It's raining. Where's your rain gear?
I'm on Channel 5. That's why I'm happy, man.
In the rain?
In the rain, man. I would be on Channel 5. The other stations ain't good enough for me, man.
Okay.
You are our favorite girl.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, stay dry.
We will.
And fans of the morning news, Sharon Tay. Sharon Tay, the gentleman from South Carpentine, say hi.
TV. Authentic LA is
Yes,
our
authentic
theme.
LA,
This is
Sharon.
Authentic LA.
He wants to say hi.
Oh, I hear him.
But seriously, though, there is flooding in this area. You want
Yeah.
people to be aware of that. The outside lanes are the lanes that are a problem. So if you're coming through here, this is what you've got to look forward to. Be careful when you hit that, because it can again cause a wake. You can block the view of other motorists, and that can also put you in jeopardy and throw you out of control. Again, this is at the intersections of Devonshire and Balboa, and we'll check in with you further with more details about how this storm is coming through the valley. Back to you.
All right, Gail.
Sorry about your fans, Sharon.
That's okay.
No problem, Gail. Thanks very much.
All right.
Our storm coverage continues in just a moment.
Hang on.
4.5 inches of rain out there on Tuesday.
Exactly. One of the hardest hit areas.
Yeah.
One of the hardest hit areas, though. The line of thunderstorms really passed through the west end of LA on Tuesday. They did have about 4.5 inches of rain in that area. And the ground is saturated. Jennifer, what have you got out there for us?
Let's go to the, Steve, let's go down and to the right a little bit. All right, we're just west of we're going to kind of pull out and give you kind of an overview. If you go down and then pull out, you'll see both the streets here. We're just west, or I should say north of the 101. Keep pulling out. There we go. There we go. All righty. And then if you tilt up, trying to direct him a little bit here, you can see some of the flooding. There we go. That's a motel right there. The red tiled roof is a motel. We're in between Rancho Conejo Boulevard and and Wendy Drive. And as we were just mentioning, they had a severe thunderstorm pass through this area about an hour and a half ago, which unfortunately caused a lot of flash flooding here in this area, catching quite a few people off guard, obviously. Lots of cars flooded in this area. Again, this is kind of an industrial area, but I do see a couple of hotels, and I see people outside the hotel. The parking lot of one of the motels seems to be a little bit flooded, but the other cars seem to be okay. That's the other motel right there. It's basically this surface street that runs close to the freeway. I believe it might be Old Conejo Road. I have to double check that, but I believe that might be Old Conejo Road. And again, this just recently happened about 30 minutes ago when we got the first reports of this. It's taken us a while to get out here because of the weather. It's raining very hard out here, and we are just a little bit to the north of the 101 freeway. Now, if you want to pull out a little bit, we can show you how this looks from the freeway. You'll see some of the surface streets along the freeway. You'll see the freeway to the right. Let's pull out a little bit. There you go. There you go. There's the freeway, and then just to the left there, where these motels are, is where all this flooding has occurred on this surface street. Carlos, I imagine you're pretty familiar with this area. Are you not, Carlos?
Yeah. Across the street is Conejo Valley High School. We understand that there's some flooding there. Across the street, you're zooming in there to the. I'm not sure whether this is all Conejo Road, but you see, it looks like a news photographer taking pictures of a flooded car. But there's flooding all over the place, and as we mentioned earlier, 4.5 inches of rain. The ground is very saturated, and the water has very little place to go, and so they're having to contend now with the floods. Looks like the county works department there is going to have to close off the road, make sure people don't try to drive across this, although it seems like the public works truck seems to get through everywhere, no matter what.
Yeah, go to the right there a little bit, Steve.
But can you go across the freeway to the other side, Jennifer?
To the south side of the freeway?
Yeah, let's go to the south side of the freeway and see what it looks like over there. You see the canal along the freeway is full of water.
Yeah, very full. Go to the right a little bit, Steve. You'll see the canal here, and we'll tilt up.
You move
there you
along
go.
there. You see that the ground is very saturated, quite flooded. And there you see the intersection of, is that?
That's Rancho Conejo Road.
Rancho Conejo, yeah.
Right. And okay, you know what? We can also show the hotel. Looks like there's some people standing outside now. Again, a portion of the parking lot is flooded, and the other portion seems to be okay. Yeah, if you zoom in there, you'll see what looks like some of the guests standing on the balcony and such. Again, catching a lot of people off guard here. This is just, it looks like, I think it's called Easy motel or Easy 8 motel. I can't read it exactly. A couple motels here, and then the rest seem to be, one is a self-storage building. That parking lot is flooded, and just some other type of industrial buildings here.
Yeah, there it says Easy 8 Motel.
Looks like a storm drain in that area just sort of got clogged up because it seems to be only in one, confined to really one spot right there.
Well, it's flooded along the two surface streets here. I think this is Old Conejo Road, and then also Wendy Drive seems to be a bit flooded. We'll show you as we go to the left. That's great, Steve. And then as we tilt up, you'll see this other small surface street as well is flooded.
It doesn't appear that any county work crews are on the scene. I don't know. I saw one truck, but I'm not sure if it's a county parks or recreations truck that's there, or DWP or something like that. I think it's just so, it happened so quickly that they're still on their way.
There's a couple of cones set up, of course, for folks to avoid the area. For the most part, I think this is catching a lot of people off guard. They're having to turn around. Boy, there's some cars that are almost completely underwater here.
Is it still raining very heavily there, Jennifer? We can see the rain coming down, but how heavy is it?
Just lightly raining now.
Okay.
And of course, this water is draining from the tops of the hills.
There, Steve, yeah.
And maybe we can take a look at the water that's coming in.
Look at these cars here, yeah. If you zoom, tilt down a little bit, Steve, these two cars in particular, unfortunately, really got caught in this water here.
They might have just been parked there, and folks weren't able to get their cars out of there quickly enough.
It appears the water is rising.
I mentioned that the water is coming off the hillsides there. If you look towards the mountains on the south, you'll see that you can have a spectacular show of waterfalls and things when it rains like this. There you see the van trying to make its way across that road. So the flooding continues now. It seems like those heavy downpours are hitting the Hollywood area, Mark, because I mean, it really is pounding out there now.
You know, I believe, Carlos, this is Grande Vista Drive, and off of that is the Business Center Circle, and I believe that's where we are. And Business Center Circle is really, really flooded here. That would make a lot of sense, and there's so many businesses in the area. And as you said, I don't see a lot of utility trucks here, Sharon. I see a lot of cars stuck in the water, but I don't see any type of utility trucks or Caltrans trucks yet.
We were looking at the Doppler radar just a couple of moments ago, and when you looked at it very tightly zoomed in, you saw that there was a heavy line of thunderstorms moving in through that area, and there's still some thunderstorms just outside of West LA in the Oxnard area. So we did have a good line of thunderstorms, and that's the result, that it really came down pretty heavy out there, and there you can see flooding throughout the area.
The newspaper stands.
We don't have any reports of school closures. There are some schools in this area, but so far we have no reports from the Conejo Valley School District whether or not any of the schools in that area have been closed. Of course, as soon as we hear anything like that, we would pass it along to you. Just using good judgment, avoid this area if you can. There are some alternate streets that you can use. Of course, in any flood situation, we'll try to get to where you're going. But it looks like that building right there, if you stop right there, that building might be getting some water inside. There's a lot of water around it. You see the parking lot is full of water.
You know, Carlos, there's some flooded signs up here, which leads me to believe that this must have gotten flooded a couple days ago, and this is just a real sensitive spot for that, real saturated area. These signs look like they've been up there for a couple of days. Should we pull out here? Again, it looks like this is Grand Vista Drive as well as Business Center Circle.
And there you see some people walking around out there. You know, anytime there's flooding like this, it's not a good idea to drive through it. People think that they can make it, but you really can't tell how deep the water is. And of course, you end up getting stuck and climbing on top of your vehicle, as we have seen so many times in this type of situation. And it can get pretty hazardous and dangerous out there.
Looks like we've got some people venturing through right now. I don't know, looks like this gentleman was escorting a lady or whatever out of the area. They were holding hands walking through that, and now she seems to be on her own, and maybe he's going back to the building to get some more people as the flooding increases.
Well, you think you can anticipate the rain and that you can plan for any kind of contingencies, and then you get stuck and you're really not ready for what you see or what you experience. So you just take it easy, and it looks like folks here are helping each other out, which is a good thing. We're going to continue to cover this storm as it hits the Southland. Our special report continues in just a moment. Looks like the Camarillo area, and it appears that they're diverting traffic off the 101. You see the mess there. The floodwaters, of course, ruined crops in that whole area there after levees broke and the water spilled into the area. But you can see the 101 is shut down there. Jennifer, what street is that they're taking them off of?
It looks like Lewis, I believe. I'm just coming up on either Santa Rosa or Lewis. Here, we're just south of the Camarillo grade. And we've heard that there's some type of helicopter rescue that's going to be taking place. I'm not sure if this is the location or elsewhere, because I see more, looks like they've closed the freeway further up ahead as well. Does
this bring back memories of, was it 91 or 92,
wow,
that
yes.
winter that we first went on the air with the floods in
That's
Ventura
right.
County?
Absolutely.
Where they shut down the freeway and made rescues from the river. And the Santa Clara River was quite full on Tuesday. I don't know what it looks like today, but we're kind of in that direction and moving in that way.
Okay, let me take a look now. I'm hearing that the helicopter has already departed, so this closure is for something else. It might just be for the flooding on the freeway, but I don't see anything severe. I have a feeling it's further ahead, Steve. I have a feeling it's further ahead where they've actually closed it again. Let's take a look. And
there you see one of the washes underneath the freeway.
Again, we're just west of the Camarillo grade. We should be coming up to, I believe, Lewis Road. Wow,
you see there that we're going to stay with your picture, Jennifer.
Okay.
So you see that the water is quite deep down there in the low-lying areas of Camarillo. And you saw the river underneath the freeway as they went past it. But there you see the water.
That's what it is.
Standing water all over the place.
That's what it is. There's standing water here on the roadway. As we continue on, you will see it on both sides. Oh my goodness, we've got the eastbound 101 really backed up as well. A lot of water here. You'll see it in about just a few seconds here as we tilt over to the right. I think this is Lewis. I'm not quite sure.
Well, whenever the weather gets bad, look at how flooded the freeway is. That's the northbound side.
Yeah, that is the right side is the northwest
side,
right. That's the southbound side or eastbound side here. That's what's causing all the delays here. We've got about a 2-mile backup on each side of the freeway here.
So all those lanes are going down to one lane, skirting past the flooding.
Let's circle, you guys. Let me show you some of the, follow along here, Steve. We've got some, it looks like a lumber yard off the freeway and an industrial complex. Seems like the commercial buildings are okay, fabulous. Now let's go to the left a little bit where the off-ramp is. Yeah, tilt up and then go left, and you'll see all that flooding right around there. Zoom in a little bit to the left, and then just west of that there's a lumber yard, and that seems to be really affected by some water. Tilt up, and then go to the left a little bit. You'll see a lumber yard here, just west of that. There we go. Keep going. Must be in the wrong location. I wanted to show you a lumber yard here. We kind of have to get back to the freeway. Again, the flooding here is right around Lewis Road, affecting both sides, especially the southbound side of the 101 through Camarillo.
Is it continuing to rain there?
No,
it stopped. It looks like it stopped.
Uh-huh.
But some agriculture experts from the Ventura County area told Eric Snowman earlier this week that they had suffered somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million in crop damage as a result of Tuesday's storm. Certainly, this is not going to help their situation at all.
And the consumers are sure. Okay, this is where I was seeing the flooding here. To the left is a lumber yard that seems to be a little bit underwater.
They're making it through there, but
you know what?
Barely. It looks like they're going to have to shut that down once again, too.
I can see there's some houses just north of the lumber yard. Steve, follow me. We'll go, okay, let me see. Keep tilt up. Don't bear with us. We're just trying to get our bearings here.
As you do that, I'm going to ask Mark now. The flash flood warning is where now, Mark?
Okay, the flash flood warning continues for eastern Santa Barbara County, and that is on also for West LA County, Ventura County, and in through the San Fernando Valley. The flash flood warning is continuing, and it's on until, I do believe, 11 o'clock this morning. We still have 20 minutes for that. We'll see if it is extended. The one which started in Santa Barbara was extended throughout the entire morning. The Doppler radar is showing that the heaviest of rain, though, is just about out of this area, which is good news. And as you can see right now, it doesn't seem to be raining at all in these areas, and that's what the Doppler radar is reflecting. You may see some showers still lingering on and off through these areas, but it is moving out. And that, once again, Santa Barbara County, Ventura County, West LA County, and the San Fernando Valley, there is a flash flood warning on, and that is what is going on. We have some flash flooding.
Of course, the warning means that flooding is going on. We can see it. There it is.
That's
what a flash flood warning is. And the rain is is coming down significantly in the mountains above Camarillo, and now that water has to go somewhere, and it goes right here. This is the natural terrain. It ends up right there, and the canals are full. The water is spilling over. The drains are full as well, and so you have this mess. Look at that, the lumber scattered all over the place. The other thing is, in front of this lumber yard, there's an apartment complex, and it's threatening some homes at this point along that street.
Well, there's some homes across the street. If you tilt down, Steve, you'll see some homes, and it looks like the front yard right there. You can see if any of the homes have been flooded. It's tough to say if they had been. It looks, well, some of the driveways are underwater here. And we can keep going along, follow along the street. We've got to the right even. Either way. Yeah, this is a small surface street just right across the street from Terry Lumber's where these homes are located.
And there's got to be cause for concern. If the rain continues, these homes could very easily be underwater.
Absolutely.
In a matter of minutes, because, of course, as you know, the water can rise very quickly when the rain... Now, the latest radar mark, where did it show the most severe storms at this point?
On the latest radar, if we could pop it up just for a second, while we're looking at this too, if we could just pop it up for a second, we'll show you. Okay, there it is. See it?
It's right
see
over
that?
Camarillo.
Yeah, and you see how it just moved out, that line right there. And that's what caused the problems right over the Camarillo area, and it's just moving out. But you can see that we're starting to get into just about a break.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a bend.
You see the Channel Islands.
Yeah, exactly. Channel Islands and just outside of Santa Barbara, just to the southwest of Santa Barbara. But we're going to get into a break, and it looks like the heaviest of rain is moving out of that area. You can expect that to take about half an hour, 45-minute delay before it stops raining in Los Angeles. But it looks like we're finally starting to see the end of this. And as we said, the heaviest of rain today, we're predicting until 12 noon, then we'll be down to scattered showers, and that looks like what is going on.
We have some information that was just passed on to us. The Sepulveda Dam Recreation Area in Van Nuys has just been closed to through traffic as a precaution because of all the rain and the storm. That's according to the Los Angeles Police Department. That's the update. The Sepulveda Dam Recreation Area in Van Nuys has just been closed to traffic as a precaution. On Tuesday, it was closed because of that tremendous flooding.
Yeah.
And, of course, every time it rains, that is a big concern.
And we just saw that boat in the backyard of that house. Not a bad thing to have at this point.
No, that's not.
We just need it to get somewhere.
And there you see
We're getting a National Weather Service issuing a flash flood warning, which Mark just told you about. Now, this includes
Los Angeles County.
LA County.
And that will continue for probably usually at least, there you go, you should have the effective time until 12:08. So as we said, those lines of thunderstorms moving out of areas such as Camarillo and that, and slowly moving into LA, and by noon, by 12 o'clock noon, we should be into scattered and tapering showers.
Okay.
As we slosh through Camarillo, we'll tell you that our storm coverage continues in just a moment.
We'll be right back.
When I needed a recommendation on where to buy furniture,
My cousin, my brother-in-law,
suggested I go to Wix Furniture.
they said Wix has a tremendous selection. Famous brand names.
And price is so low, you don't mind paying them.
Now I can recommend Wix to someone else. Go.
To Wix Furniture's big 36-hour sale. It's on now. Huge store-wide savings, plus no monthly payments and no interest charges due for one long year with a Wix charge. You'll see why we get so many customers from word of mouth.
Believe me, it's not the advertising.
Pudding is to kids like kids are to handy snacks. Pudding is to kids like kids are to handy snacks. Pudding is to kids like kids are to handy snacks.
You gotta hand it to a handy snacks.
Pudding is to kids like kids are to handy snacks.
Now, this kind of horsepower you can drive all day without insurance. But when you're behind the wheel of that kind of horsepower, you better be insured. It's the law. Listen good now.
I've been shopping around for insurance for quite some time, and I found out Solo had the best rates. I think they're great, and that's why I went with them.
I would highly recommend Solo Insurance for anyone who's looking for low auto insurance rates.
Don't horse around. Rates as low as $39 a month. I want you to pick up your phone and call Solo at 1-800-551-BEST. I'm serious. It's the smart thing to do, so do it.
Do you know what's in your ice cream?
Polysorbate 80, monodiglycerides. I don't understand these words.
If you don't understand what mono and diglycerides are doing in your ice cream, be sure you get Breyer's All Natural.
Milk, strawberry, and sugar and cream. All natural ingredients. I know a dog named Sugar.
Breyer's all-natural ice cream. Taste, not technology.
I got rid of my gray hair in just 5 minutes, and I love the natural highlights and shine.
Introducing revolutionary new Just 5, the only 5-minute hair color for women that gently blends away gray in 5 minutes without changing your natural color, while extra conditioners leave hair soft and shiny.
Beautiful hair in just 5 minutes.
New Just 5, the only 5-minute hair color for women.
Today at 11 on the live show.
Foxy, can I say that? Daisy Fuentes.
Yes, you can.
We'll be here live, plus nutty stuff to do this weekend.
Join us at 11.
Back to that.
All right, we are live, continuing coverage of the storm this morning. Over Camarillo, you see the 101 is really a mess. It's flooded. Jennifer York is up in Skycam 5. Jen?
Yeah, we just showed you the flooding that is across all lanes, but the fast lane of the southbound side of the 101. This is at Lewis Road here in Camarillo. I wanted to show you the extensive backup here. Unbelievable for miles here. If you're watching us now and you're planning to head out of Camarillo, I would say this is a good 30-minute, at least 30-minute delay, possibly longer than that. This is right past the Camarillo Airport. And unfortunately, it's catching a lot of drivers off guard. Again, all lanes but the fast lane of the 101 are completely flooded. This is on the southbound side. The northbound side has a couple lanes left open, but it's also got about a 2-mile backup heading north into the Camarillo area, just south of the Camarillo grade. This again is because of some of the severe thunderstorms that passed through the area about 2 hours ago, causing flash flooding throughout a lot of the already saturated areas. I think some of the smaller surface streets that have been greatly affected are Lomita and Berry. Those are the surface streets right off of Lewis Road here in Camarillo. We were showing you that earlier where the Terry lumber was flooded, as well as it looked like some of the front of the homes there off of Berry. We'll try to get back to that in just a moment, but I did want to show the folks that they were planning to drive out. This is what they can expect for the southbound 101.
Jennifer, I just wanted to point out something as you were making your move up the freeway to the north. The farm fields are just completely covered with water. It's just a devastating sight for the farmers in that area who rely, of course, on good weather and slight amount of water. But look at how flooded those fields are. Primarily, they grow, broccoli and strawberries and even turf. Sod out there for people's lawns, but you can see, look at how much water is out there. Who's out there now?
I think Bill Smith is out there on the ground, and I believe he's there with us. Am I correct? Yeah, you are there in Camarillo. Good morning.
That's right.
Hi.
Yes, good morning. We are here in Camarillo on Carmen at Ponderosa. Let me show you, first of all, how these flood control channels are almost up to the top here. They are all roaring through here, and this is what's flooding some of the neighborhoods because there is so much water coming through Camarillo now that it's got these flood control channels filled all the way up to the top. We'll walk around the corner here a little bit and show you where some of this is happening. Let me ask those folks, don't get caught on those wires as we come around through here. And you can see that these intersections have been flooded out, and cars are just stopped and stranded in a lot of places here. So the water level has dropped here just now, but down to our left you can see this is very typical of what's happening here in Camarillo. These intersections flood very quickly, and then the cars are stranded and they end up being abandoned. We are actually just across the street from the Camarillo City Hall. That's on the right side over here. You can see the people were taking high and dry up on the sign that says City Hall because they had to run for cover. We've had helicopters overhead for quite some time now. The Ventura County rescue choppers have been up. They have been concerned that there might be somebody in one of these flood control channels, but that so far has turned out fortunately not to be the case. So if you folks in the area are seeing that big yellow Ventura County fire helicopter, that's what they were looking for, and that's what they were thinking about. Here again, they're closing off the traffic, but still some people try to drive through it. This water actually has dropped about 6 or 8 inches just in the last few minutes, and that's good, but people still try to get through. All of these major intersections throughout Camarillo right now pretty much underwater as these floodwaters continue to run off. As you can tell now that we have lost the rain out here. The rain has stopped. The helicopter shot from Jennifer in Skycam 5 shows you that this is really just a widespread problem out here. A number of these intersections all along this creek and other areas along the 101 freeway have been flooded because the rain has been so heavy that it just overpowers the flood control channel system. A number of the intersections are closed. The local police and the Camarillo Fire Department, they are out here trying to keep people moving as best they can, but it has really been something. And as you see down on the ground level again, you can see that that flood channel is just surging along. It only has about a foot to go until it overflows. That's looking west along Ponderosa from Carmen, and an awful lot of water out here. In fact, if it gets much higher in some cases, you worry about the overpasses where the roads go over the flood control channel, because there is an awful lot of water moving through here. This is Ponderosa and Carmen now has dried out in the last few minutes, and that's good. So every time we get a break in the rain, then the water level starts to drop down again. But right now, a lot of water moving through the city of Camarillo, and they're doing the best they can to cope with it. It's a mess out here.
Now, you're going to get a break, but how long that break will last, let's ask Mark. He sees it on the radar. That break was pretty significant.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good break, and it doesn't look like we're going to get hit with too much heavy rain yet coming up on the radar down and through that area. Right now, it's still coming down heavy in the Hollywood area, but it's just been like that all morning long, which you see up and through the Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. About a half an hour, an hour later, we get here, and that's what we're getting. Bill, like we said, he looked like he was in a break, and on the latest radar, it looks like most of the heavy stuff is moving out. We said this storm, the majority of it should pass through by noon, and that's exactly what's happening. It's going to take a little bit longer for areas in inland, you know, Redlands and in through the Riverside area and down in through San Diego.
That water going under
Just
the freeway.
unbelievable. If we can take Skycam 5.
Yeah, we've got different views of Southern California, but look at the amount of water going into the freeway.
Just raging.
It's a tremendous amount. If Bill Smith, I don't know if you can still hear me or not, he might have moved, but obviously he was able to get back to Camarillo from his location in Ventura. And a few years ago, we recall that the Santa Clara River was raging over the freeway and closing the freeway. Apparently, that is not the case at this point. But Jennifer, that's certainly a lot of water pouring through
this
there.
is Caligas Creek, which is just west of the Camarillo High School, and we apparently some phone calls from the residents around the area saying that the high school possibly flooded. We'll be taking a look at that in just a moment. I can tell that the football field is. We wanted to go ahead and follow it if you want, Stephen. We'll just follow this creek up a little bit, and we can show you how it looks. So far, it seems like all the roads that cross over this creek are in pretty good shape. Tilt to the right, and again, as Bill was saying, that apparently some of the county ships are flying over the creeks trying to see if there was somebody perhaps trapped in the river. Here we go. We're just kind of following it up now. We're just north of the 101. Again, I want to remind people that if you're just watching, we have a huge delay on both sides of the freeway here at the 101 at Lewis Road, and that is because the southbound side is flooded. There's only one lane open on the southbound side, and it's causing great delay for about 3 miles southbound past the Camarillo Airport. And also, as you head north, or I guess you could call it west on the 101, it's backed up all the way to the Camarillo grade.
All right, Bill, I just wanted to check on, as we look at these pictures, on your way back from Ventura, was the freeway closed or slowed down at all over the Santa Clara River?
Carlos, are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just wondering, the Santa Clara River, what condition was it in when you crossed it?
Yes, Santa Clara River was very busy. It was roaring, but it was not anywhere near flood stages yet. So the 101 across the Santa Clara River, that was no problem. It was wide open. The real flooding was all through here in Camarillo, and it has just now in the last few minutes, as you can see, has dropped down considerably. This entire intersection was underwater not too many minutes ago, and now as the rain finally stops, then the flood channels play catch up and the water level drops, and that's what's happening. And so Camarillo is starting to dry out pretty much as quickly as it went underwater. But as you can see here, a lot of stalled cars. That's pretty common now. Yeah. They've got these intersections roped off here and keeping people off of the lower roads. This is Ponderosa off of Carmen. Carmen is a 101 off-ramp and in the Camarillo area, so you can tell that they've had a lot of problems. This guy can't get the car started. He's had to call for help. A friend is here to tow him out, and that is common. You know, you drive through this water, you think you're okay. The aerial shot shows you that there's an awful lot of water in this area, and as you try to drive through some of the intersections, it splashes up under the hood, and 1 minute you're driving, and the next minute you're a boat instead of a car.
Bill,
it's a mess.
Bill, are you aware of any homes that are flooded at this time?
No, but it started getting very close. This channel that we showed you, in fact, we'll walk back over here, and after are we still on the air shot? I can't quite see our picture.
Yeah, we're still on the aerial shot, but as you make the move over, we'll switch over.
Yeah, the flood channel here, in fact, we'll walk over to it now. The flood channel here comes up very close to homes. As we look up this way, you can barely see, but just past these hedges are a number of homes, and the water was getting close until finally the storm stopped, and it gave the channel a chance to catch up, and it dropped. So we have seen no homes flooded here. We'll continue to move through the area, but the good news is in Camarillo, the level in this flood channel now, which was right up to the top and starting to come over into the roadway, it's catching up now, and the water level is dropping.
Well, Bill, the Ventura County Sheriff's Department is turning cars around that are trying to get into the area. Let's take a look at that shot from Skycam 5 as we look at the roaring water there in the channels doing their job. You see the county search and rescue helicopter from Ventura County doing its survey, but down on the ground, traffic continues to be a problem. We're not sure what they're doing, but Jennifer York has her ear on the county radios there. What's going on, Jen?
Well, we had initially heard that they might have had someone trapped in the creek, and that's what they've been overhead looking for. But I wanted to show you, this is Las Posas. People that live in this area will know very well where this is. This is Las Posas, where it crosses over Lewis, and this is just a little bit west of Lewis. Look at this. Unbelievable. It's backed up for a couple of miles here. People having to turn around. They just cannot go through this particular heart of Las Posas. We're also trying to see if any of the homes are flooded in this area. It looks like a lot of the lawns are flooded, but I can't tell if any of the water has gotten into the home. Are you aware that they're turning around? Okay, maybe if you go just pan across to the left, Steve, you'll see all those homes in that particular area, and then tilt down. You'll see how those, look at that surface streets are flooded here.
Wow.
There's a lot of water there.
That is a ton of water there.
This is all residential throughout this area. It looks like a good 6 or 7 surface streets are really flooded here.
But fortunately, some of these homes are situated on a hill where their driveways pointed downward, so that the water, you know, doesn't tend to float up into that area. You see, there's a break right there, so there's an elevation there, so that the water doesn't come up to the homes.
And about the best thing I can tell people in that area is the fact that it looks like really the heaviest of rain is over with, and we're looking at Bill Thomas. Not Bill Thomas, but Bill Smith there, and it looks like the rain has ended, and it doesn't look like they're getting. They will still get some scattered showers, but it doesn't look like they should get any heavy rainfall in the next while.
That rainfall, of course, still falling in the mountains where the flash floods can begin, but clearly it's moving our way, because we've noticed that at least in the Hollywood area,
let me clarify.
the rain is really getting heavy.
That is for that area only, out there and through the Camarillo area, and when you head further north, that is it. But for LA, we just had that recent flash flood warning, which has been issued in Orange County, and we have some power outages down and through Orange County.
That's right. We're getting reports of power outages in Redondo Beach. About 850 customers are without power due to a lightning strike, which occurred about 8:30 this morning. And then in Lawndale, 2,000 people are without power. That occurred about 7:20. And then Santa Monica, about 1,000 people have no electricity. Laguna Beach, 300 people are without power. Who's to say when they will get power back? I'm sure crews are on the scene and in your neighborhood repairing those power lines.
What's going on, Jen?
Look. Unbelievable. Boy, throughout this entire area, I just feel so sorry for the people who are south of Las Posas Road. My goodness. Let's take a look, and I'll show you some of these other homes and surface streets. Do you see that, Steve, to the right here? Look at all those cars trapped as well. They're having to turn around and not make it through this. This is a lot of homes. I mean, this is just hundreds and hundreds of homes here through this area that have these flooded surface streets. Around this homes is a small park I see called Dos Caminos Park. And any of those surface streets in and out of this area are really flooded. Take a look at this one particular street that crosses over Lewis. Look at this.
Wow. It's amazing.
The water has no place to go but up, and it's rising into the sidewalks now and into some of the front lawns and backyard. You see that one house there you just went past to the left, and right there you see the car parked in front of the garage. Water now slowly moving into the garage.
And I believe there's a work crew, I'm not sure, somebody in yellow to the right, right there, trying to dig out whatever debris is in that drain.
Let the water escape out of there so that it doesn't flood the house.
You see a number of people working against the wall right up there, digging out so that the water can escape that area.
Well, they cut it out of one area and let the water flow, but it'll flow right into something else. So At least that way it doesn't back up. And this neighborhood looks like at least half a dozen homes are flooded here.
Boy, we just talked with the pilot of the county ship, and he was saying he's circling overhead just to see exactly how severe the flooding is and what surface streets they're going to need to close off, because people are just, they don't know about all the flooding, I don't think, and they're trying to get through this area, and it's not working for them. People are getting stuck, and they're having to turn around, and so I have a feeling they're going to just close off this entire area, this residential area. Look at the cars there.
Just incredible. These poor people. Well, anytime there's a neighborhood that's situated in a low-level, low-lying area, of course, it's prone to flooding, and this is what's happening. Before you know it, it just floods over.
As Bill Smith indicated, fortunately, the rain has subsided somewhat, but it continues to rain at the higher elevations, and the water is pouring down the canyons and into Camarillo. Camarillo is basically a flat, very flat, low-lying area, predominantly agricultural, although suburban expansion has spread into that area, and many more homes are being built out there, and it's pretty much of a boom town. It's grown quite a bit, and you see that the streets all around there, wide and flat, and fortunately, as you pointed out, Sharon, the houses are built up a little bit, but there is some flooding going on. Some homes that are definitely getting water inside.
Now, we haven't heard of any reports of evacuations, and if this continues and the water level continues to rise, then the possibility of evacuations is very clear. It's hard to say, but there you see a fire truck probably headed to some of the area homes to sort of help out with the residents and perhaps get them out of their houses.
There's a couple of engine companies pulling into the area. If you want to follow them and keep going to the left, again, another part of this whole residential area, I'd say it's a good, maybe 5 miles in either direction here that's flooded. Maybe not that much, maybe 4-mile area. And this one street in particular really has been hit hard by the water. In fact, if you can follow, I can see a couple of engine companies trying to get into this area now.
Well, fire crews are going street by street and making sure that people are safe and that they're not trapped in their homes by the rising waters. And the big concern, of course, is if someone has a medical condition or some sort of need that traps them in the house and they're not able to get to some assistance. That's a major concern. And of course, the helicopter, the county helicopter, can make some aerial passes and check and see if there's anyone that's calling to them or trying to get some help. I don't know what phone communication is like. I don't even know if power is on in this area, but it's always a concern. And you see how the water is just lapping up on the driveways of these homes here in Camarillo.
Residents just stranded in their yards and in their driveways, surveying the damage or the flood, the waters, the rising waters. No place to go, just to stay put, I guess, until help arrives, until that water subsides.
They do have a swift water rescue team in place in that area, and they are doing their level best to keep tabs on all the different streams and areas where there's fast-moving water. We have not heard of anything as of yet of any major or significant rescues. They are doing some patrols. They are going house to house in some locations here in Camarillo, looking for people who might need them. But there you see people walking out on the street, and you know, from our experience, it's been that it's best to stay out of the water, first of all, because of the danger that it poses. But secondly, there's contaminants in the water and the runoff, and it could cause problems for you health-wise. So there you see, look at how much water has accumulated there in that area. We're doing a swap over. Mark Kriske is on his way to an assignment, and we wish him well. And Roland Galvan has joined us now for News at 10 as we continue our continuous coverage of the storm that is hitting us here on this day. And Camarillo being one of the hardest hit areas at this point. Newbury Park, we saw some flooding. at the 900-foot level, above sea level. But down here, almost at sea level, it's very, very flooded. Welcome, Roland, to our coverage this morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's been a wild morning.
Oh, yeah. We had told you earlier that the Sepulveda Dam Recreation Area in Van Nuys was closed to through traffic. Our Gail Anderson is there live on the ground, on the scene. What's going on, Gail, over there?
We're not at that location. We're at the intersections of Devonshire and Balboa. We're in the southbound lane here, where we noticed some flooding happening, and we've got this southbound lane that's cars have been coming through here, and not realizing that they've got a problem here, and then by the time they get to that intersection, across from the North Hills complex there, they realize they don't have any brakes. The other thing that's interesting, we've got a steady rain going here, as you can see, and traffic is moving along nicely, but every once in a while you get a group of cars who come down this southbound lane of Balboa. Let's see what, this one's taking it easy. They're coming in the service station. The other cool thing is the fact that we've been here, people are slowing down. I guess they're looking and thinking, what are those losers doing out there in the rain? We better see what that's all about. So they've been slowing down here. The wind, whatever we've been lacking in the way of heavy rain, and there's another, feels like another cell's coming through here. The wind has been incredible. In fact, we had to lower the mast on our truck because at some point it felt as though someone were just standing outside the truck, rocking it backward, from side to side, because the wind was so powerful at one point. But there's still a steady rain going on out here, and whatever street flooding we didn't see earlier, we're starting to see out here now, I guess because the ground is so saturated, and you've got a few storm drains that if they weren't cleaned out by Tuesday's rain, they're certainly clogged now, but this is one spot you need to look out for in your travels. Oh, a little too close over there in that lane.
Okay. There, we apologize for that. We'll try to get Gail Anderson back. But of course, as we mentioned to you, the Sepulveda Dam area is completely closed down. We've got Roland Galvan now in with us, and we've got some winter storm warnings, some flood, severe thunderstorm warnings.
What we're starting to see now is some colder air coming in behind it, so that's going to add to the convection during the afternoon with the daytime heating, and so the mountain areas will start to see some of the snow. Initially, last night, we had more tropical moisture coming in. That's the reason why we saw all the rain in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. Now the colder air behind the front comes in, and it causes even more chaos across most of the area. A lot of instability, more showers in the forecast. The heaviest of the precipitation continues moving towards the east rather rapidly, but this is a wide area of rainfall that we're talking about, and that we'll show you on the radar in just a few seconds. So most of the inland areas will start to see that precipitation in the form of heavy showers and or thunder showers for at least another couple of hours, and then most of the moisture start tapering off across most of the area for the afternoon. Here are all the warnings and watches for you here in the Southland as we take a look at some of the rescue efforts, I believe. Is that what we're showing now?
Yeah, there's a rescue going on.
Yeah. If we would, you can see that they're helping they're assisting some people there. We're having a little trouble there, but there you can see the rescue.
Getting it in.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, they can hear you. It looks like they're trying to get a gentleman.
There you see the rescue effort being taking place. They pulled this man out of his home.
It appears to be, he appears to be an elderly man that they had removed from his house.
Jennifer, what do you hear from County
This
Fire?
is an elderly couple here that they've rescued from this home. And what's amazing about this is that this is just one or two small streets here, or alleys, or whatever you want to call them, between the mobile homes. The rest of the homes here in this mobile home park are just fine. It's just this one particular street here. As we pull out, you'll see the rest of the streets are fine. This is right south of the 101 at Lewis Road. Again, we're back at Lewis, where we showed you damage on the north side of the freeway. And now this is the mobile home park to the south, and it's really just a couple of smaller streets through this mobile home park that are affected. And I guess this is an elderly couple that they've just taken out of their home.
An awful lot of water in that mobile home.
And then tilt up, Steve, and you'll see where the streets are fine then. See, it's just this one particular location of the mobile home park. The rest you can see people standing there on the wet streets, but they're not flooded. So it's really interesting. It's just this particular couple of streets. Here they come now.
Well, Roland, the concern is, of course, that if it continues to rain up in the higher elevations, this water just going to keep pouring into Camarillo.
Exactly, and in fact, the radar will show you that. We'll show you that in a second, that the possibility for more rain does exist. It's all the low-lying areas after days of accumulation of rainfall that starts attracting the rain, and it accumulates, and that's why you're seeing situations as what we're watching right now. And as Jennifer mentioned, you go maybe half a block and it starts to get dry, so the low-lying areas across parts of the Southland seeing the brunt of this flooding situation. Let's update you now, if you're just joining us now, as far as the weather watches and warnings here in the Southland. We're still seeing a lot of moisture, a lot of instability causing the rain showers. We'll put the radar into motion. You can see the band of showers and thunder showers basically moving from the southwest to the northeast. The low and the brunt of the storm is just to our northwest. San Francisco and the Bay Area has been getting hit with a lot of rain. In fact, over the past couple of days, they've had more than 10 inches of rain. And you can see the subtropical moisture feeding into this cold front. That's why we're starting to see heavier amounts of rain down towards the south in Orange County, back into the Riverside area. Eventually, all this will move towards the east, but it's going to take its time. But closer in on the radar, to give you an idea of how cold the cloud tops are, about 50,000 feet into the atmosphere, and that's why you're seeing the orange and the red across the local radar and moving towards the east generally across most of the Southland. But moisture coming in from the subtropical jet, and that's what's feeding these storms, and that's one of the reasons why there's so much instability and why the flash flood watches have been in effect throughout the day. In fact, last night we issued them until Saturday morning. You can see some of the moisture creeping up to the south. The area of low pressure to our northwest, it is moving towards the northeast. That's the good news. The past storm had it moving towards the south and then towards the east, so at least we were fortunate enough that the brunt of the storm was well to our north. For tomorrow, though, we will see some sunshine later in the afternoon, but then on Sunday, a second culprit coming in. This area of low pressure basically riding along the same jet stream as this one did, so we're not out of the woods as far as precipitation. In fact, the extended forecast models calls for this storm here to start moving into the Southland as we head into Tuesday. So it's typical El Niño pattern where storm after storm starts moving through. You get the moisture from the subtropical jet, and as a result, you get the situation as we're getting.
It's really wild.
It looks like the rain has ended so far for the Camarillo area, but obviously the flood situation still a big problem in and around that area.
Absolutely amazing.
Jennifer York and Sky.
Yeah, this is just amazing, Roland. As I was mentioning before, you know, this street, this man's almost up to his waist in water, and then the next street over, it's just wet but not flooded. It's amazing. Let's pull out and show how big this mobile home park area is, and you'll see these particular streets that are flooded, and then the other ones are just simply dry. Isn't that something?
You know, this is the thing we were telling people a long time ago about this El Niño, El Niño, El Niño. One of the things that people were doing and had been doing was trying to rid themselves of low-lying areas, and unfortunately situations like this happen, and the gutters and you know the local streams obviously cleared out a bit, but you get this type of situation, and this is the result.
And earlier, Carlos pointed out the fact that some of the crops or the farmland nearby,
they're losing millions.
They're losing tons of money because of this, just being flooded.
In fact, I believe some of the local farmers are rushing their crops, trying to get them harvested before the bigger storms start hitting.
Yes.
Well, this is a pretty big storm here, fairly significant. You see that the people are wandering around, hoping that their mobile home won't float away, as it were, with the water continuing to build there. As Bill Smith indicated just a few minutes ago, it's not raining there at all, but it's raining up in the hills, and that's where the water's coming from. Mm-hmm. And it's roaring down and now backing in as the sewers back up and drains back up. The water starts to rise, and you see that these folks are definitely in the path of the flood. You see a rescuer going home to home, checking on the folks in those mobile homes and making sure that they're okay.
We do have some flash flood warnings updating the situation for eastern Santa Barbara County, including Santa Barbara, all of Ventura County. This has been the situation throughout the morning, but what they're doing now is extending it, and more than likely, with most of the rainfall now moving eastward, Santa Barbara and Ventura counties will start seeing an ease of the situation as far as rainfall is concerned, but the flash flooding is still a major concern all across the Southland.
Of course, the storm is bringing power outages all over the place. As the storm continues, I mean, there's more people who are losing electricity. We have just received some reports of outages in Los Angeles, Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach, Lawndale, Santa Monica and Glendale, all without power. The Glendale Police Department is apparently operating from emergency generators, and that's a situation. A lot of people without power.
We're also going to start seeing some gusty winds through the afternoon. Really? Now that the front is moving through, you get the tail end of the front, and that's going to cause some problems. We'll probably see gusts of up to 45 miles per hour.
The problem with that is that we've seen in times past that the ground is so saturated, a lot of the trees and their root systems don't hold them up.
They
and
can't
the
handle
ones
it.
just get blown over.
Exactly.
So you have that danger.
We see this rescue operator walking from home to home, making sure carefully, being careful with his footing. He's not sure what he's stepping in, and you have to be really, really very careful because you really don't know how deep that water can get. It can get pretty dangerous.
I've done stories past being from Texas where the floodwaters, you start seeing everything creeping up. I mean, from not necessarily here, but where you start seeing snakes and everything else coming out looking
snakes.
For reprieve from the floodwaters.
Eric Spillman was in Malibu the other day on Tuesday, and he said that he had run into a rattlesnake and all that debris.
We didn't believe him. We wanted, we wanted to show us the snakes.
We do now.
We never believe Eric when it comes to that.
Also for the surfers, the high surf advisory is still in effect for the beaches, so I know that a lot of surfers enjoying the higher than normal tides. It's still going to be a dangerous situation throughout the day today.
Still got to be careful. Let's swing around and take a look at the freeway situation around the Southland. You see that the freeways are very wet, very crowded. It's slow going. If you have to get anywhere, plan well in advance and make your way carefully, courteously, and make sure that you understand that it's tough for everyone, not just you, but everyone around you as well. So there, as we just swing around, taking a look at the Caltrans cameras, that's the situation. This camera's a little green. It's a color balance problem, but you can see that it's definitely a heavy, heavy situation as far as the rain is concerned. The flooding, the freeways, especially on the 101, the one that I use a lot, gets flooded. The fast lanes on either side of the freeway get full of water quickly, and they splash on both sides of the freeway.
On a day like today,
here's Camarillo,
patience is definitely needed.
This is the people who are just checking in, boy.
This is Dawson's Creek, or Dawson Drive as it was once known.
Dawson's Creek on the WB.
Right
Be
on
able
the
to back up,
WB.
Ponyo. Well, I want to show how horrendous this backup is. We're going to go ahead and back up and show. Steve, let's go ahead and show the backup here. This is a South 101, and if you tilt down and to the right, I don't know if we're able to swing back and show it, but we've got, I guess we're going the wrong way, but it's about 3 miles at least of backup, and this is all good. Yeah, that's what I want to show, and we'll show the shoot to the west here. This is the southbound lanes, or south or east, or whatever we want to call it, of the 101 here through Camarillo. Look at this. It's just backed up for miles because of that flooding, and that leaves only the one lane open right around Lewis Road. This is the drive past the Camarillo Airport. Can you believe this? This is a horrendous backup. Starts right about there. That's about a mile before Las Posas. And it's all because of the flooding on the freeway that's occurred around Lewis Road. It's down to one lane. Now, the good news is I noticed that the westbound or northbound side, that has cleared up quite considerably in terms of the flooding. Coming down from the grade, there was a backup there earlier, but that is not the case now. So the northbound side is moving pretty well. As you can see there from our shot, it is just the southbound side that's really backed up. I'm going to back up a little bit, Hanyo. Let's get back to the 101 there. There we go.
It looks like the commute this afternoon is probably going to be even worse.
Let me
because
show
of the
you,
rain.
Steve. Let's go ahead and show them where this mobile home park is. Amazing. Okay, go to the right. I'll guide you.
Yeah,
okay, this is right by Lewis Road, and then right there is that mobile home park. Do you see it? And where we were showing you where that rescue was occurring was after that first row of white roofs, which are the mobile homes there. And you can see how seaside some of them, the streets are dry, and then just those couple to the right corner of the screen, that's where all the flooding has occurred. Look at that. Isn't that something?
Well, people are beginning to ask some of the county rescue workers there to help them with their possessions. We see some work happening in the mobile home park to help people get out of there. It looks like the water is not going away anytime soon, and that's cause for concern. But Roland brought up something very interesting, and that is that we're hitting close to 11:20 now in the morning, and the way that this storm, at the pace that this storm is traveling, the afternoon rush hour home is going to be a disaster. So maybe I should say goodbye and go home now, Roland.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because it's going to be a real mess.
Most of this stuff's moving eastward rather rapidly, but still producing a lot of rain. And then as you head through the passes and canyons, if you're heading out that way, the winds are going to take effect. And the sad part to this whole situation is that we'll be going through this stuff all over again on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, we have another system coming in. Actually, we have a series of storms coming through.
Now, we have crews and reporters all over the Southland, and Eric Spillman has been monitoring the situation in Malibu, and he is there right now. Hi, Eric, are you there?
I am.
Yeah, you're
here.
there, and it looks like
It's
there's
not
a
raining,
break.
It's a lot drier than it was, let
And
me
it's
tell you.
brighter,
Finally
too.
can take the hood off, and it's quite a bit brighter. It was very dark and rainy here for the last several hours. Now it is lightening up quite a bit. We've driven the length of Pacific Coast Highway, and we're now at the Malibu Pier. And you were talking about the heavy surf that is coming in. It is still coming in from this storm. The storm generating some large waves, and the waves are coming in and crashing against that pier, which has been damaged in previous storms. However, the pilings are holding steady today. We watch the waves come in against them and see no damage from this latest storm. Situation in Malibu is pretty good. Tuesday we had heavy rains and road closures. Pacific Coast Highway was closed for a while for most of the day. That didn't happen this time. They did a very good job of cleaning out the storm drains. The water from the canyons came down through the channels, which were clear, and as a result, no flooding, no damage to homes, and no closure of Pacific Coast Highway. One thing you are going to notice if you come to the beach anytime soon, quite a bit of beach erosion as a result of the storms we've been having. Take a look at this. There is this shelf on the beach that extends really down most of the coast, and this is from all the waves hitting the sand, hitting the beach, churning up against them over and over and over again. It has eroded about 4 or 5 feet of beach, and that's just from this week alone. One other thing that's happened on the beaches, and you'll see this as well if you come out to the beaches as well, lots of debris that's washed up on shore. These are pieces of wood, limbs, branches, other stuff, roots, all kinds of things you wouldn't believe that come down the canyons, come into the storm drains, they wash out into the sea, and then the waves carry them back up onto the beach. I'm not sure if the county is responsible for cleaning this up, but there's quite a mess here, and it's a beachcomber's heaven to look through this stuff. There's tennis balls and all kinds of garbage as well. It's going to be on the beach here for a while, and I imagine we'll get more as we get more rain in the next few days. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, well, how would you describe the surf now? It was ugly earlier, angry.
Let me see if I can come up with a good adjective.
Okay, give us something good.
I would say nasty.
Okay, we'll stick with
nasty is good.
Nasty's good. Yeah,
you like
I
that one? Okay.
Yeah, nasty's good. Usually this is just a calm bay. Look at it. It's just churning up. Okay, Eric, thanks very much.
It's brown and green and ugly.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to Jennifer York in Skycam 5, who's surveying the situation over Camarillo. Hi, Jen.
Oh boy,
What's going on now?
this just continues here. So let me give you the location of where we're at. We're just north of the 101, and if you were to get off at Lewis and travel northbound, you would run into Las Posas. That's where some of the flooding is, but this is actually on a small Ponderosa drive. Bill Smith was actually reporting from a little bit earlier. He was reporting from Ponderosa and Carmen, and we're just a little bit to the east of where he was reporting. This is Ponderosa, south of Las Posas, all the way down to I believe it's called Arnell. My goodness, just flooding throughout this entire residential area as well. There's some cul-de-sacs. Let me see if I can find out where Steve is shooting. There's a cul-de-sac that's really flooded here. Let's see if we can get to any of the cul-de-sacs, and you'll see. And again, then you look at one area, and people are walking without any water at all. Let me see if I can get him to the cul-de-sac. Okay. Now let's show, that's Ponderosa. Look at the back up here. Talk about catching people off guard. That's the flooding then through this residential area that goes along Ponderosa. There's a small park called Pleasant Valley Park that's flooded. And then all these homes through this area. Okay, if you go just to the left of that, you'll see a cul-de-sac that's really flooded. Go left of that, Steve. And in that cul-de-sac area, I think, I gotta see where you, I guess I'm, okay, tilt down. There you go. Look at this cul-de-sac. Now these homes look like they possibly really could be flooded here. Oh my goodness.
Well, that entire cul-de-sac is full of water.
Mm-hmm. And then we see people with brooms, or I'm not sure where that gentleman has.
Clear the drains out.
Yeah, trying to dig up whatever they can, do whatever they can to clear those drains.
We're attempting to get some Department of Public Safety, Public Works, or Sheriff's Department personnel on the phone to give us some idea of what we should pass along to all of you who are in this area as to what you should do, to assist or not do anything at all. Don't know what kind of danger this would pose to folks who are Looks like they're trolling for a drain there.
They're trying to find something.
And then they're saying to themselves, I know it's here somewhere. It's probably blocked
Well, you see
with
the
something.
whirling
right
water
there,
right
yeah.
there. It's
That's
right there.
Yeah, there
so,
you see
folks,
it.
go
There
in
you go.
that
There it
direction.
is. Okay.
There we go.
There's two of them there.
Yeah, they're making some
And
headway.
there are branches and debris blocking the drains, and so.
Good for them.
We've got an engine company that's coming into this cul-de-sac here.
Boy, that's tough.
Hopefully we'll be able to help them. As you pull out, you'll see in our wider shot, Ponderosa is to the right, and then all these homes in between Ponderosa and Lewis, just north of the freeway, many of these surface streets are flooded. Here we see an engine company coming into this area. Hopefully they can help them. It's fortunate that these homes are a little bit higher than the street, as Sharon mentioned before. That's really saving a lot of these homes right now.
Well, it starts to hit you. You see the water rise up, and you think, all right, well, we'll just wait and see how far it's going to go. And then before you know it, it's in your house, and it's a scary situation.
I don't think people realize how quickly water rises.
Oh, it does. I was in a news van one day, and caught in between in a flood. Literally, it was raining hard. There was hardly any water out there, and all of a sudden, boom, our van was flooded.
Flash flood.
Very quickly.
That's why they call them flash
flood. And boy, did it happen in flash.
Yeah, and you start thinking about what you should take out to save. It's kind of like when we have these fires. You wonder what you need to take out of your home to photographs and important documents and things, and you start to think about that, and sometimes a little too late. But these folks are doing their best to help themselves here by clearing